with our television guys, Howard TV guys, and I was very disappointed in the way I appeared on the Robin Boat segment.
Now, did you sit with Scott and work out something?
Yeah, I realized, like, we had it worked out in the other studio, and Scott goes, I want you to know I had nothing to do with the design of this studio. I go, Scott, that's irrelevant now. Water under the bridge. It seems to me that this studio is at least as good as the one we had at K-Rock, if not better.
Yeah.
There's no reason we shouldn't be able to duplicate how I looked at K-Rock. First of all, you guys got the cameras way too close on my face. Well, people got to be able to see you. I said, wrong!
Wasn't that one of the things you worked out, that you weren't supposed to be able to see you?
You don't need to see every bit of me. Honestly. Look at Artie.
I mean, again,
You want to see someone.
if I was like a real good-looking guy, I think you'd have issues. But I think you always look fine here, especially next to me and Benji.
No, the lighting was way brighter. You know,
I don't get what you hate. What do you
but
hate?
in other
You
words,
hate a direct shot of your
yes,
face.
I
like-
do. I
like
want
direct-
my face always to appear sideways. You should never see. It should almost
You
be
mean
like
a profile?
Yeah, it should be a profile. I look better in profile than I do straight on.
You know, now that you say that on the E! Show, you definitely never do see you straight on. You're always
and
looking.
they know this. These guys
Right.
have all been working with me for 20 years. I don't know how long. Then they got my chicken neck in full view.
Right.
With,
How did they get that?
I don't know. They lit it, and my chicken neck is all in full view. I said, guys, we used to have dramatic, like a purplish hue to the lighting. It was the signature of the show. Now you got high def. Now is a reason to obscure me more. And these fucking guys act like they don't know who I am. Every couple of months, I got to go check their work. I do. You know what I like.
So untrue. That's what I was trying to tell you.
Thank God I watched the Robin episode.
You think I work for the competition or something? The way you talk.
You must work for XM.
Right, dude. I
You
swear
must
to
work
God,
for Oprah TV.
we spent 2 hours here yesterday trying to get light off your neck.
Yesterday.
After the show. Well,
Yeah. Well, come on. Look out for
Dude,
me, dude.
I told
What,
you
I gotta check
already-
your work? What is this, school? Come on, dude. You see what I look like. You see I don't have a pretty face. I got a big chicken neck and a big gargoyle
Dude, you're the
Adam's apple.
star of the show.
Yeah,
I mean,
help
you know,
me out. Help me out.
You should.
Scott,
I
Scott,
widened the shot out this morning
don't-
already,
good.
and it doesn't match the other shots in studio.
Too bad. Figure it out. That's what you're paid all this
And as
huge
far as
amount
the
of money
old
for.
studio goes, we have the same angles. The angles
No,
were
you
3/4 to profile.
It's
We've
not-
got it. I showed you. You said you
This
liked it
is my
yesterday.
meeting yesterday. Dude.
You said you liked the
I
guest
did after I fixed everything.
You didn't do shit. What are you talking about? You fixed anything? You didn't do anything. We showed
You've
you
got to
tape
stop
from before the
inventing golf equipment and make me look good. That's your job. I don't see the golf equipment thing paying off.
You
When that
guys-
starts
Are you
paying off, you
using-
can make me look
Are
bad.
you using that video caddy in here? Is
Holy
that how you
shit.
get
Can I
this
talk to your
chicken neck?
therapist? Come on, man.
Come on.
You're
Come on, man. Help me out. Huh?
I
Do your
am.
job.
And that's the problem. That's the biggest thing I tried to explain to you yesterday, that you think
Dude,
that I'm
did
not
that look
trying
like
to help
the
you
old E!
out.
show? Does the lighting in here look like the old E! show? You should know that.
Absolutely, dude. We changed the lighting
All
probably
right.
10
All right, you
times
can
in
leave.
the old
You can
show.
leave. You can leave.
We have you way down low. You're dark as crap. You're blended in with the background,
No.
but I don't care.
You don't care. That's
Of course.
exactly right. You don't
course.
care. Of course
That
you
was
don't
not
care.
the thing to say.
I do absolutely care. Jesus
You just
Christ,
said
I've
you don't
lost my
care.
fucking life over this show.
You lost
and all
your
the time
life.
He lose.
What did you lose?
your
You lost your hair,
hair,
not
baby.
your
I don't
life.
mean life, but I spent a lot of
Get
time
out
on
of here.
this
Get
shit.
out of here. You're insane. Get the best job in show
Lost
business.
my
Yeah,
life. What
yeah.
life?
Come on.
My life waking up at 4 in the morning.
Really, man. Help me out, huh, bro?
All right, no
All right.
problem. I'll go back and now I'll help you out.
Yeah, help
Starting
me
now.
out.
Starting right
If
now.
you don't have the ability to see what I'm talking about,
And I do.
Robin Rzynski knew how I like to be shot. She did.
Dude, you really
And-
you don't
and
know
Doug
anything.
Goodstein should know.
What decisions did Robin Drodzinski ever make about how you looked? Come
Well,
on.
she was the executive producer, and I liked the way I looked.
Yeah, but I was doing the damn work.
But
she
was-
didn't decide
No,
any of that
but you're
stuff.
the guy doing the work where I look bad.
She would comment.
She wasn't here.
Dude, there were plenty of times you thought you looked bad in the old place, and we fixed it.
Well, fix it again.
And I do, and I did, and it's...
She kept you in line somehow.
Yeah,
Maybe
all
you're
right.
jealous of me, and you have to make me look bad.
Is it a
All right.
plot?
Yeah.
Is this what all the directors who graduated Glassboro State are about?
You know that
Take some
school
pride in your
changed
work.
its name.
Glassboro State changed its name? They changed their name because of Scott?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
They're running from him.
I bet if I was George W. Bush, he'd make me look good on
Oh,
camera.
yeah.
Yeah.
You're as delusional about me as you are about the Bush
It'd
administration.
certainly make more sense.
You still back in the Iraq war? You think it was a good decision?
Absolutely.
You think it was the right move?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
And so did everyone before we went there, dude. We went there for one fucking reason: weapons of mass destruction.
Yeah, and there were
And
none.
now-
We were
And the
lied
whole
to.
world thought they were there.
Yeah, but they weren't. Bush knew
They
wasn't
were.
there.
We stood. It was, dude. It's
come
not
out
all about
already, you
nuclear
do.
weapons.
But
It's
when you're
about,
lied to, of course we were all for it.
dude.
But wake up and smell the fucking coffee and get my picture right.
See, that's what happens
let's
when
not talk
you don't want to talk
politics with
politics.
him.
All right, fine.
He's still for
If
them.
I don't look good by
Dude,
next week, you're
absolutely.
getting
you guys
a
are a bunch
Richard.
of revisionists. You
If
don't
I
wanna-
don't look good by next week, you're getting a Richard Christie mushroom stamp right on your cheek.
Ah, there you go.
Yeah, he'll get the fist in his balls.
Thank you.
Scott, if it takes making me look uglier to fix it, I'm fine.
I don't care what you do to Artie.
I'll take a sacrifice.
Whatever you have to do. Chrissy, you're on the air.
Hello.
Hi.
Oh my gosh. First of all, I just have to tell you, I love you guys to death. I adore you.
Thank you.
And I want to know, is Scott blind?
Scott, which
Scott the
one?
engineer. Is he blind?
You mean Scott
Scott
DePace?
DePace. is probably, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Howard on TV on demand looks nothing like the show used to look on E!
I know. This guy, he wants to say he's an expert. For someone not to see the difference, you would have to be insane. And I said to him,
on E! It was so intimate and the light was so great. And
absolutely.
It's not.
Well, I worked many
anywhere
years
close.
on getting the lighting just right, and I just assumed that everyone was on the same page. It is the same crew.
Right.
There are people here who want to sabotage me and want to make me look bad on TV.
well, I don't think you can look bad. You always look
Well,
handsome,
thank you.
but-
Shut up, lady. Listen, the lighting.
She's right, and don't say shut up
The
to my
lighting
fans.
is not different on you. The lighting in the background. We actually have a set
I
now.
want it the same. I don't want a set. I could care less. Make me look proper. I could look like a monster. I look like Nosferatu.
And also, the shot that we have on
Fred, take
camera
off your
one.
mask.
Now that's funny.
All right, thank you.
The shot that we have now is the same shot when you're looking at Robin. It's a three-quarter
No,
shot.
I never
and that's
allowed
what
a
it
three-quarter
was. Yes,
shot.
you did.
Scott, you don't know what you're talking about. The woman's even, she's a fan. She knows. She
Look,
knows.
there's your shot right there.
Yeah, better. And now, and too much neck. Get the light down.
It's so much brighter.
That's
It's
look at
unbelievable.
Robin though. And
That's not the shot.
Is that the shot?
because you're not looking where you should be. If you're looking at Robin, that is
I
the
don't
shot.
care. Move, change, get cameras, do something. I'm looking at Robin. I see Robin.
Yeah.
Fuck you think I'm doing? I see her right there.
And normally, if you're looking over here,
This is
I'd
all
use
neck
camera.
and Adam's apple.
I'd use camera 4.
Look at this, Rob. Watch. I'm going to do a dance with my Adam's apple.
Put camera 4 in the monitor, guys.
No, get out of here, Scott. I got to take you off this. Where's Doug Goodstein?
What about a turtleneck?
I think your Xbox is leaking toxic waste and making you blind. That's what I think. It's causing your hair to fall out, and you're not looking at me properly. Now, make me look handsome. I didn't say it was easy. Just do it.
Howard.
Yeah, Doug, come on. Come on. What are you doing, Doug? You're killing me with this guy. Why are you making me
this
deal
guy.
with him?
Scott?
Yeah, why are you making me deal with him?
Scott knows. Scott is the best man for this. You know it. I know it's fun to goof on him. But
I always thought so.
I've been here
He's
12
killing
years,
me.
dude.
Even this woman, Chrissy, is saying
we
she's
could bring the
like
lights.
a gargoyle.
Should we just bring the lights down?
Yeah,
Make it black.
Make it black.
Okay, make it black.
Yeah, I don't want to be seen anymore. Did you see that side shot?
Scott's lighting the set.
Go
That
watch
shot
the
is
old-
not a shot I would use, Howard.
Go
When you
watch-
look at Robin,
go
I would
watch
use it.
the old E shows,
So
and
he
that's
can't
what I
look
want.
over there?
Move me back
The
to the
monitor is
K-Rock
over there. I
studios.
can't move them. If the
Howard.
monitor was in front of you, then,
Hey,
then
Scott,
you'd like
why
it.
don't we get the lift up your arms? You see giant sweat marks under there? Look, lift them up. Look at what's going
You
on
make
under
me
there.
fucking sweat.
All right. Look at no that arm. Look at that arm.
Holy shit.
Lift up that arm.
God, so you
That's how
guys
you
don't
know he's
sweat?
pissed.
No.
What's wrong with you guys?
Where's a sweat mark?
Dude,
What are you sweating about?
Dude, I sweat like you.
Yeah, these guys, he's a girl.
But I'm
a girl.
I'm disgusting, fat, and hairy.
Fuck more girls than you asshole.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I bet you I have.
No, you haven't.
Oh, he's got
Not even
stories.
now,
He fucked
he's-
everyone according
Yeah,
to
he
him.
fucked everyone.
He's fucking me. What's your number, DePace?
Longer track
I am the
record than
girl.
Howard.
No, I don't
He's
know.
right.
DePace, what's your number?
I don't know. I bet it would be in
I've fucked 20,000 women. What do you think of that?
mid-30s to 40, maybe. something
Wow,
like
that's
that.
not bad.
Wow. Well, you
How many hookers?
had more than I. How much did
All
you
of
pay?
them were women?
Never once.
High
Who's
five.
that hotter chicks? That's an interesting.
All right, well.
Anybody can put up numbers.
30 or 40. When was he getting these women?
I think. Oh, please don't believe
God,
it.
I swear to God.
Yeah, pigs.
When he had hair.
College, plenty. In L.A., when I lived there, plenty.
I know a lot of guys who you wouldn't consider winners. Not that you're not a winner, but who would fuck like
What would make you think
who
that?
fucked 100 chicks
Listen, I don't
because they
care
have no
how many.
standards.
I don't care how many women he's fucked. I don't care how many
agree.
women
I do.
Doug Goodstein's fucked. I care about my camera looking halfway decent, and it can be done. We did it over at K-Rock. You can do it
You
here.
said yesterday you liked the angle that we had for your guest interview.
Yeah,
Okay.
all right. Just come on. And Doug, ever since you got that operation on your eyes with those
Stop
bug eyes,
that.
I don't think you could see.
No,
I think
he wants to
I can't
see too
see.
much.
I've got a blind executive producer.
I don't have bug eyes. Let's put that to them.
I'm dying to hear Jason's feedback.
Mr. No Nothing.
Doug Goodstein says to me, "Bring me in when Barat's here." He goes, "Because he'll never guess I'm Jewish."
I
don't
didn't
look
say
Jewish.
that at all.
Yeah, I said, "Are you kidding? You're as Jewy as they come.
Please.
Get out of here."
I don't look Jewish. I never get taken for a Jew.
I knew you were a Jew the second I spotted.
Do you wear that as a badge
I don't
of
even have a
honor?
look. I have no nose.
Horns.
You got horns.
I don't
on
have a
your
big
head.
nose. You see my nose? Look at that.
What is
There's
it,
no
Jason?
bone.
We can see your claws.
The problem with Scott is that he really doesn't know what he's doing when it comes to directing a television show.
What?
Jason, shut the fuck up.
Good thing I'm here.
And you know what, dude?
You know who teaches
I'm not
him
going
how
to
to
take
use
this
his
from this
camera?
piece of fat.
He
piece
has
of
no
shit.
experience
Shut-
directing
Shut,
a
you know
television
what?
show
I'll
before
take it
this.
from Howard, not from you. You
He got
fuckers.
no lessons on how to direct the show. He
You're a
never directed
douchebag.
anything before this, and he probably got that camera shot at K-Rock lucky. He probably just fell upon
No, I
it, and
had
now
to
you don't
work
know how
on
to
it.
recreate it.
Jason, you're so disinteresting. Get out of here, you fucker.
Dude, don't
out
get
of
upset with me because you can't do your job, man.
So
We've been here for 9 months. You can't get it right.
here. Dude.
You got to get it right.
You're gonna let him do that to me? I'll take it from you. You're gonna let him say that?
What? Now I censor him?
Cut off his mic.
Cut off his mic.
How long have you felt this way, Jason?
Who teaches? Wait. Who teaches Jason? Who teaches you how to take pictures?
Who taught you?
Who's teaching me how to take pictures?
Who's teaching? Who's teaching you?
Scott's a good guy, and he's knowledgeable about
Oh,
certain
thank
things. But
you.
I mean,
Thanks.
look, you can't get the
Direct
camera
the show.
shot right.
Go direct the show.
What can you do?
what's your
Type?
problem, man?
What can you
You know
do?
how to
Type?
do it. You know
You're a
everything.
typer. That's all
I'm a
you
better
do.
typer than you're a director.
Well, good. I'll take a class for an hour and I'll be as good as you.
You want-
Go
is that?
for it,
Do
dude.
you
You're a
want
typer,
Jason
dude.
to direct a program to show you how?
Scott got his job when like someone got sick and he was like the janitor and filled in or something like that.
No, that's the camera
Dude,
guy for
who makes more money, me or you? Maybe that might
What
be a
an
little bit of a
injustice
proof.
that is too.
What am I doing? Why am I arguing with you? I hate
Scott
you.
does. Scott, you do a very good job.
Jason hates Scott.
Now he's pissed.
Clearly, he must hate him.
Did he just quit?
Who put you up to that?
You know, I didn't know you.
That's
Who made you
irreparable
do that?
damage.
No,
right
no
there.
one made me do it.
I didn't know you were going to be that hard.
I don't know how you get under Scott's skin so easily.
Scott's a good director.
No, he's a good guy.
I just want him to get the shot. And Doug, everyone back there has to work on making me look handsome, and that's the
We
job.
will.
That's the job description. And I know it's not easy. I see what I look like.
Well, yeah, you
Yeah.
the
You don't have
template
to
is
point
tough.
out my problems. That's not your job. Just hide them. And there
Okay.
are ways to hide what is wrong with me.
Can I just put a bag over your head every morning?
You want to be funny, or you want to get to
No,
work?
I'm-
Just
you
give me
know,
what we
okay.
had on the old E show.
Okay, we're gonna work on it.
All right. I have
and,
faith in my team.
You should.
I do. I have faith in Scott.
We'll get there.
All
I
right,
think
thank
we're
you.
getting very close.
Good. All right.
God bless you.
Yeah.
Did they have it yesterday? When you
I don't know. You know what? I'm so tired. I just said, it looks better to
go
me.
along with it.
Well, what is it, Ralphie? Do you know? Can you shed some light on this?
Here's the toxic
Yeah,
that we were missing.
Yeah, I can. Your shot in the old E show, I was involved with your lighting and your shot, and
Thank you.
Scott sort of refuses to involve me here, so that might
Well,
be something.
would
I
you
could
do
be
me?
wrong.
Would you do me a
I
favor?
even called him the other day and said, Scott, let me know. I'll help however he can. And Scott's like, well, that's sort of like saying, how do you know? I said, Scott, I'm just trying to help. I'll give you some input.
Yeah, he's defensive. Do
He's
me a
very
favor.
defensive.
Would you
It's not
have a
good,
meeting
Scott.
with them and give them your thoughts?
I tried. I called Doug. I called
Doug,
Scott.
I am
said, I'll be
demanding-
there whenever you want. It doesn't
Doug,
happen.
I am demanding a meeting between you, Ralph, and Scott, and let him look at some of the footage and give his recommendation.
Like, what kind of input would you have, Ralph?
He does, though. He's good.
No,
he
I'm
knows.
just wondering.
He would just suggest lighting
I
and.
don't know. The shot Howard showed me that didn't look good. It just looked like it was like a spotlight was on him.
Yeah, it was big bright light, right?
Yeah. And they're light. And Scott's talking about lighting a set. Who gives a fuck about the set? Light you.
Yeah. I don't give a fuck about the set.
Well,
could be
that's
there-
what he's doing. He's lit the
It could be
set, because I
fucking
noticed
pink
it's
wallpaper in the background. You don't care. You
It's
just
nice and bright.
it's awfully bright in here.
Everyone in show business knows
And
light
there's
is
an
my
angle,
not my
too,
friend.
And I explained to Scott when we do photo shoots.
Why are you anti-Ralph being in on this?
Dude, first of all,
He's my guy.
No problem. That's not the point. Ralph doesn't know what
Take
the
the
fuck he's
ego
talking
out.
about. He has
Ego
no
out.
idea. He said the other day, If Howard looks bright, bring his light down. That's 1 out of 25 things I could do to make you look darker. He doesn't understand.
I understand. But what do you mean?
You're an idiot, Ralph.
Okay, well, see, that's the problem. You have that attitude.
You know, you tell me, we had an hour-and-a-half long phone conversation the other day. Everything was cool. I said, Ralph, let me try to deal with it, and we'll get you in there later in the week. He was going to come in Thursday. That's what we were talking about.
Why are you waiting till later in the week? If you had a meeting about this on Tuesday, why didn't you tell me to come in Tuesday?
Ralph.
Why do you want to do it on your own?
Dude, who the hell are you? Why am I going to sit there? He's your guy. What's his title?
He's a stylist.
What do I need a title for, Scott?
He comes.
Dude, well, why don't I have Jason back there and Will, and why don't I bring Gary in too?
No,
it's my job.
He's got a good eye for this.
You know
I
what?
bring him to all my shoots. When I do various shoots, he comes and he makes suggestions. He's good. He's got a good eye. He's artistic.
I have an eye for this shit, Scott. I mean, I don't. What? All
It's the same guy picking out your clothes that half the times look like shit too, right? Right, Ralph?
I'm happy with the clothes he picks.
Yeah, well, that's not what he told me. He said you guys had a conversation. You didn't like some of the clothes.
Some I don't.
I've been asking you for fucking 6 months to give me tape, and you're
Why
like,
don't you show up every once in a while? We've got him in the computer.
Finally, I had to call you yesterday or a couple days ago and said, this is ridiculous already. Just give me some...
Dude, why not? Hey, you know what, dude? You're here once a week. You easily could ask me to look at shows, and I could show you about 20 of them right there. But no, you've never once done that, so don't put that shit on me.
Stand in the control room. You need to put it on DVD and send it to me.
Oh, I need to do everything for you. You know what? Make it happen yourself.
All right, so I'll take over the control room, too.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm sure you know what the hell you're doing in there.
Sure
I think you've been in a control room
Scott,
twice in your life.
Guy just wants to help.
Sweaty pits.
Wants to help you.
Yeah. Well,
that's all.
Oh, geez, Scott's having a bad day.
Man, I swear to God, if there was a block of wood here, I'd fucking smash it.
Bring in a block of wood.
Bring in a block of wood.
And that's your problem. If Jason has a suggestion, you should
Shut the fuck up, Jason. I'm not going to take a suggestion from Jason. I'm not.
Why?
I'm
What's
not.
wrong with Jason?
Because Jason doesn't know what the hell he's talking
Jason's
about.
a very hard worker.
Why don't we just get called? Take some calls. Maybe I'll take some
I didn't ask for
suggestions
Jason.
from them.
Jason didn't offer a suggestion. Ralph did, and Ralph has a track record of working on the E! Show. He's an employee.
Fine.
Of them.
So we'll get him in, and he can fix it.
All right, good.
All right,
now
good,
you're
'cause
talking.
Then I can be on the golf course more.
Well, maybe that's the problem.
Yeah, maybe that's the problem. I haven't put enough time here. Yeah, I'm sure.
Oh, it is the problem.
It is not the problem.
You just said it's the problem that you're on the golf
I said maybe
course
that
too
is.
much.
I mean,
If that's the problem, let's straighten that out.
all right. So,
You got to dump either the Xbox or the golfing, man.
dude, shut up with the Xbox. It's a joke that's went on too long. I play the thing once every 3 months.
Sure.
With the headset,
I haven't done that in a year.
Thank you, Ralph.
take camera 4.
Oh, my goodness. Poor Scott's going to commit suicide.
No, he's fine. He's just got
That's too much of a beat now for him. He can't take it.
I'm going to make Ralph his boss.
You just told him that everybody can tell him how to do his job.
No, just Ralph does have some sort of take
No,
on
you
it.
even telling him Jason should sit.
Well, Jason could help. Jason watches a lot of TV. Look at his physique. When Ralph is sick, Jason will take over. So Scott DePace got into a whole big fight, our director, with Jason and Ralph on the wrap-up show.
You really do believe that Scott doesn't have the talent to do
Scott directs the show fine. I think Scott carries
fine,
himself
great.
with a little bit of
confidence.
With a little bit of self-importance, and sometimes sometimes it's fun to goof on him.
See, that's
Look,
just it, dude.
Like a lot of us here.
You know nothing.
Listen.
You know nothing. You're sitting there listening to Howard. You know nothing. What
How do
goes
you
into
know
my
what
job?
I know what I... Listen, you don't know
I
anything.
know you're an idiot.
Dude, every day you leave here at noon. I'm here till 5, 6
Bullshit.
working. You don't know anything.
You don't know what time I leave. I don't leave here at noon.
Look, one of the great things
And
about
just because
this place
I leave here doesn't mean I'm done my work. I do plenty of work from home.
is that a lot of us came from not a lot of experience. Even Gary wasn't a producer when he started
The great
here.
thing about
and he
this-
turned into a great producer, and you turned into an okay director. So I don't understand what the problem is.
I swear to God, guys, I can't do this. I'm done. I gotta.
Really?
I got real work to do.
Oh, I got you.
I'm about. Dude, at another point in my life, I would have taken you and fucking kicked the shit out of you.
Oh,
So
why
I don't-
me? What,
I don't
everyone's
wanna
goofing on
see
you and you gotta come and take this shit out of me?
This is like torture. I'm sitting here in a fucking glass booth and I gotta listen to this fat fuck tell me shit.
Oh, sorry, Skinny.
Scott, if you don't really care...
I'm certainly, dude, listen, I'll take my shape over yours any day.
Oh, please, you fat thighs.
Dude, you got fat everything. You've got 8 chins. You've got no hair. You've got no life. You make no money. You've got no fucking future. What do? You're nothing.
No
You're a
life
piece of
or future.
shit.
Listen, you're very lucky. You have a wife who
piece
makes a
of
lot of
shit.
money because
You know
the
what?
youth just all went away, so don't worry about it.
Oh, man.
Wow.
He
Jason.
was brutal.
Jason's a good arguer.
Jason did sound like a chick when he went, "You have fat thighs."
That was a little gay.
Scott fell for it.
Then DePace walked out of the wrap-up
Yeah,
show.
that's when he walked out. And then all of a sudden I heard this thunderous, thing. And he was running down the hall to get back there.
I don't need to know how an engine works, but if the car doesn't start, you got to.
Yeah, but if I go to the mechanic and say
my car's not starting.
If I go to the mechanic and say, "Oh, I bet it's because you didn't put gas in it," isn't he going to be fucking a little offended?
No.
Yes.
No. Why are you
piece
so
of
fucking
shit.
defensive? That's your problem, Scott.
No, your problem
he's insecure.
Jason's right. It is insecurity.
So Scott ran out of the studio, and here he is. I think it was the noise from his thunderous thighs as he ran down the hall to get back in.
Do you respect Ralph's opinion?
No.
And that's the problem. Howard
Absolutely,
does,
no.
and Howard's the boss. And you
But
should
no,
listen to him.
well, wait, let me quantify
He's the
that.
boss of you.
I don't respect your opinion any more than anyone else's.
Well, wait a second. How's that sound?
Yeah, so you don't respect other people's opinions. What
No,
makes you more qualified
everyone's
than
on
Ralph?
some level. I don't think Ralph's got some sort
What
of
makes
vote
you
on
more
him.
qualified than
I
Ralph?
don't think Ralph has any big secret that he knows how to do this sort of thing and no one else
What
does.
makes you more qualified?
I don't think I do either, Scott.
Scott, who's
Well, absolutely you do. Every conversation I've had with you says, well, if you want me to come in and fix it, let me know.
Scott, whose opinion do you respect?
I mean, please, listen, John, I want to meet with you later, and I want to go over how the wrap-up show should start happening. Gary, with you, I've got ideas for guests, and I'm going to tell you what I think we should do. And Jason, I've got ideas how we need a new type keyboard for you.
By the way,
That's all you
you're
do.
giving me photography advice, and I've taken it, and I thank you for it.
No, you didn't. You got real defensive, and I told you
No.
you did. Didn't you?
No.
I love the fighting. I love fighting. It's like a symphony.
Oh, he was on fire.
He's the best.
There was no calming him yesterday.
Ralph said he got a call for over an hour of yelling at home,
Off the air.
off the air. Never, ever fight off the air. That's the rule on this show.
Well, I mean,
you're
you're-
fired if you fight off the air.
You're telling a guy that's been doing a job for 12 years that he doesn't know what he's doing.
No.
I mean, someone's going to take offense to that.
All I said to him is that I want my lighting and my camera angle improved. Then everybody jumped on the fucking guy.
Yeah, which is fair enough. I think he could have dealt with that, but it was, I think.
Right.
He didn't like the piling on.
Yeah,
But I got to
the
tell
yelling
you,
from the bleachers.
on this show, people pile on.
Well, Jason was a broadside, though. I mean, that came
was so
out
uncharacteristic of
nowhere.
Jason.
Yeah.
Jason came out of nowhere, flying a leap like a wrestler.
He was like Lee Harvey Oswald.
Yeah, he just shot him right in the head.
All right, make
Actually,
correction.
Jack
Sirhan,
Ruby.
Sirhan.
He was like, hey, you're a shitty director.
Or Jack Ruby, you're walking
Yeah,
through a press conference.
I
and
mean,
you get
Jason's like
blasted.
such a tender guy, and to attack DePace. I mean, it made no sense to me.
Tender. There's nothing tender about that kid.
Gain in St. Louis.
That kid's a stealth.
Hey, Howard, how you doing?
All right.
Hey, Jason needs to shut up, man. Just have a coconut smile and shut the fuck up because Scott does an awesome job, man.
He does. He gets all the action that goes on in here with robot cameras. Not easy to do.
That's right.
Yeah, that's right. All right, Dan, thank you.
Thanks, Howard.
Everybody here is valuable. Let's calm down. Everybody calm down.
I mean, yeah, everybody can understand somebody not wanting to listen to Ralph.
Oh, I can't imagine being forced to listen to Ralph.
Again, the best description is sometimes in this studio there's a conversation going on that's like this boiling cauldron of just hate and tension, and Ralph is the perfect added toxin to turn into a full-blown hurricane.
You're right, but my problem is that Ralph actually did help improve the shot over at K-Rock.
Right, in this one particular situation.
Yes, and I do need him involved because there's a problem.
Is invaluable and doesn't have some, but people hate listening to
They
him.
do. How's Scott DePace doing, Doug? Back there?
He's all right.
He's
I think
okay.
we should sort of lay low.
Yeah, I know. He
Yeah.
took a beating.
Well, he's defensive. He's very passionate about his job. He loves what he does, and he hates getting shit.
He got it.
Ralph really out of his life?
Yeah, he should be.
It's funny.
What about Jason?
I had a little incident with Ralph yesterday. I was going to talk to him off the air, but I heard you say you always fight on the air.
Yeah, I heard about that.
What happened
Oh, yeah, Beth
with
told
you
you
two?
when he stormed out of the room like a baby?
Yeah, he's so
I was
gay.
irate, but I don't want to, I was going to talk to him today, let it cool, because I was really boiling, but
Beth's
he was
putting
out
together,
of line. He was out of line.
Beth's putting a film together for a charity, the Dog Academy Awards. And so I guess somehow she involved Ralph.
Oh.
And, of course, he shows up an hour and a half late.
You're kidding.
And then says that he missed the train, which probably isn't true.
Yeah, he missed it because he was late for it.
Right. And then he shows up, and then he sits down, and he starts to say, the titling is, can I see it?
Well, here's the...
They'd already done an hour and a half of work, so it was like...
And now he wants to go back.
So Beth said it was fine, and everyone else said it was fine, and then he stormed out of the room.
Yeah, well, the backstory
and Beth had to go drag him back in. I said, you're kidding.
Yeah,
sounds like a whole drama.
Ralph had a good idea. I'll give him that, and they did a good job together. But the backstory is that I told Ralph he could use this guy at the office, who's an amazing designer, this guy, Mark Gerges. He did it on his own time as a favor.
Right.
So he showed it to them for the first time, and Beth's like, I love it. Perfect.
Right.
And then Ralph said, could you see that that's a B for Bianca? Could you space it? I'm like, dude, Ralph, that's it. It's what it is.
Yeah.
And he goes, with that, he doesn't like taking anyone as an authoritative figure.
All right.
So he didn't want to hear it from me, so he just said, and he stormed out of the room.
All right.
And I was like, come on, dude. The guy's doing you a favor. I'm doing you a favor. I gave you edit time.
And Beth felt awful.
And how about Ralph giving me a thank you at the end of the day? Like, he didn't even say, like, nothing.
No.
Beth sent me an instant email. You know, she said, you're the best. Thanks. Give me Carlo, the guy who edited. Give me his number, his email. Nothing.
She
like,
was
just
very
say
grateful.
thanks. Like, it's like... I don't know.
So simple.
Yeah, it's like you're not entitled to this. We're all doing you favors. Just say thank you.
It doesn't have to be.
Yeah, and I don't want to get in it with Ralph, but if you want to do it on the air, let's.
And if he's late, and if he's an hour and a half late, he's aggravated that you're a little annoyed by that.
Yeah.
You have no right to be mad.
You shouldn't be upset.
You know, you're supposed. He's like Da Vinci. You should
well,
wait for him.
He does. He tries to demand this respect of like an artist who creates his own moral universe.
Right.
You have to live in it. You know?
Yeah, you're dealing with Warhol.
Yeah, you're not Woody Allen, dude.
Ralph, go ahead.
Hey now.
Hey now.
Get a slug back in there. First of all, I was not an hour and a half late. You're completely lying, or you were told a lie. I was 10 minutes late. 10 minutes, and Beth left early, so she ran out before we were even finished. So, and I was there an hour went past she left. This is nothing. I'm trying to help her out.
Right.
Spending my day helping her out. I don't need shit for it.
Ooh.
Everybody's
all tested.
And the whole thing was my idea of how to execute it. So, yeah, I want it to look right. I mean, why should it not look right? What am I thanking Doug for? What did Doug do? Doug gave me nothing but trouble. Doug sits in there and starts going, everything was spaced together too tight. And I said to this guy, Mark, who is doing it on his time, who's nice enough to do it. I thanked him up and down. It's not even my project. I'm busy thanking him and arranging to get him to do it. And he's happy to do it. I said, hey, could you just open it up a little bit because everything was just too tight. And Doug's like standing there in back. He's doing nothing except it's we're going, in that dopey voice with those fucking bug eyes.
Yeah. Ralph, you're the biggest piece of garbage on earth.
That takes time. You know what, dude?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah,
you know what?
Yeah, it takes time
when
to
Beth
do it
says
right.
it's okay, it's her project. It might be your concept, but it's her ultimate say. She said it's fine. It's fine. Move on, douchebag.
No, you move on, douchebag.
Yeah, I did move on. I moved on and pissed you off, and you walked out of the room. Thank God.
Right. I walked out.
You don't put a guy on the spot. The guy was on the spot. What's he going to say? No, he has other work to do. He did you.
You have no eye for this stuff.
You have no eye for this. You have no eye. Period. You might be blind. We see the stuff that you do. You freaking moron.
Yeah, right. Yeah, all the horrible stuff that I do.
Yeah.
All right, well, more fighting going on.
Is anybody going to be in anybody's life?
And Ralph, I gave you a compliment. Did you not hear the compliment? I said it was a good concept and it turned out really well. You don't hear that stuff. That was a good compliment I gave you. Did you hear it?
No. I hear you say you're a pain in the ass, Doug. I try to.
Why am I paying? I have 60 shows to deliver. I threw you in as a favor. Do you understand the concept of that? Do you understand that everyone did you a favor?
Who did me a favor? It's not my movie. How is that doing me a favor?
Because I put you guys in. I told you that Mark would do you a favor.
Doug, no.
When someone does you a favor and then Beth says it's fine, don't start nitpicking at it.
You didn't. What do you mean nitpicking at it?
Is that look like a B? Yes, it looks like a B. It's fine. Move on.
Doug, you had nothing to do with Mark doing it. He's doing it on his own time. Yeah. Mark Gerges, great artist, doing it on his own time. He's not doing it on demand. He's doing it at home.
What do you want to say, Gary?
Ed Ralph, I'm not coming down on you like piling on, but do you see? It's not about what your talent. right? Nobody's jumping on your talent. But do you see that there's a pattern of an inability to work with people, and that sometimes you have to?
Absolutely. When I was 3 years old, on the report card it said does not work well with others.
Oh,
Ralph,
it's
not.
I got to tell you guys, this is it. No more Mr. Nice Guy. I'm sick of this.
When were you nice?
No more Mr. Nice Guy.
Mr. Nice Guy.
Ralph,
Out there.
not to confront you on this, but or start anything more, but you just have this aura about you. You're just very patronizing, condescending, belittling. Like you just don't come across nice. And I know you pretty well. I think you're a nice guy. I know, like at work, you're great to hang out with. You're nice, and then in the work mode, you're just this. You're really, really, really out of line and obnoxious.
It's a conversation.
Well, like I said, I don't settle. If something doesn't look right, I don't like to settle for shit. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but there's a way to do it. That's a conversation we had on the wrap-up show where we said that.
But I'm telling you, Gary, I was in this control room with this guy Mark, and I said all these some lettering is being spelled out, and it just looked too tight. And you know what? By the way, he's fixing it because he agreed. I was right.
Okay, on his own time.
I don't know what happens. It's just I think that people. Remember we talked about how you come across as having.
I have no patience
Ralph,
for
what
people
happened?
who like to do things half-assed.
Ralph, what happened? What happened
wow.
with your conversation with Scott DePace last night at home?
Oh my! Well, I feel bad for Scott. I mean, like, I just called him back. I was out all day, and I came home, and we're trying to get together, and then he just kind of like started in on me, like, just about how I shouldn't bring this stuff up on the air, and then how it's okay to bring up certain things on the air, like his politics. That's okay, but don't bring up about his. And I'm thinking to myself afterwards, I'm like, shit, I'd be more embarrassed by my politics and my homophobia and my racism than that Howard's angle doesn't look right.
That's not going to keep him out of work.
Yeah.
Dude, I can't take any more of you. Just shut the fuck up.
It's a tag team Ralph argument.
Look, dude.
Doug left and Scott came in.
Doug said it.
And then Gary tagged Doug. Scott tagged Doug.
I'm in. Ralph, really, dude. Doug said it.
Nice guy.
Doug said it perfect. You just have no way of talking to people. You sit there and you roll your eyes all the time, and you're.
That's right. You know what? Fuck it. I don't care.
Good. All right. So then let's work as little together as we can.
I've been trying. That's what I told you. I told you last night. I'm tired of trying to help you guys with stuff.
But why don't you take a clue from this whole thing that everyone's got a problem with working with you and try to fix that? Start with that. Forget Howard's camera angle for 2 minutes. Work on that. Go see a therapist. I tried to help you just 2 weeks ago.
I put him in therapy. He bowed out.
Just 2 weeks ago, we're doing something.
He couldn't pay the guy.
Well, he can't work with people. How's he going to afford it?
The guy threw me right out of there.
Hey, he couldn't work with Ralph, the therapist.
Look, I can afford it, and I'm not going.
Right.
Just 2 weeks ago, we're working on this 1 cent preview thing, and there was a shot of Howard up there, and I turned to Ralph, knowing he's a stylist, and said, "Do you like Howard's hair like that?" He turned to me like I had just bothered him. He rolled his eyes and was like, "Oh," and I said, "Geez, I'm sorry." And he goes, "Oh, it's fine." And it's like, dude, there's another way to put that point across. You could have just said, "Yeah, that's fine."
I'll be completely honest with you. My memory of that was like, I looked at his hair and I was like, well, yeah, I guess it's fine. I didn't have that attitude. You got a whole thing conjured up in your head about what I just.
That's the point. You don't even know that you do these things.
Right. Well, yeah. I mean, that's me. I don't think it's going to fucking change. I've tried.
Well. Okay, so you'll always be a dick. Fine. So you'll always be a dick, and at some point when Howard drops you loose, you'll be unemployed.
Yeah, well.
That's basically what it'll be. You'll have to find a job where you work more than 1 hour a day. You'll have to work 8 hours a day.
Right. No.
And you'll have to try to make, and possibly you might.
I've got enough money. I can retire probably about a year.
Yeah.
I'm fine. Don't worry about me.
All right. Well, good.
I don't worry about you having a job past this job. You're all fucking worried about like that.
That's not what I was saying.
The community's not going to want to hire you because you can't get Howard's fucking lighting and camera right.
Oh man.
It's really tough.
I'm not having this conversation again.
Yeah,
that was my whole day yesterday.
Yeah, Columbia Pictures won't be calling.
See, that's how little you know. That's how little you know. Columbia Pictures. I'm in television. I'm a television director. I do not have any
TV division. Columbia.
Yeah, well.
Oh, that's
it's
what
still,
Ralph meant.
They don't have a live television division.
Yeah.
All right. I'm not interested in doing films. You piece of shit.
Does Pam, clearly you don't have the talent for that.
Oh, my God. Oh, I'm sure you do. That film would fucking take 20 years and never get completed.
Absolutely it would. You see how good my film festival entry was? And I thank you for your help on that. You were very helpful. You were really
And what
good.
a pain in the ass you were, dude. Even my wife, we were trying to have a family day, and I spent about 6 hours on that crap because he didn't like, just exactly like Doug was saying, the B doesn't quite look right, or the roll is a little too fast. And I fixed it and took all that time.
I didn't thank you up and down for that?
Up and down? You said, whatever. You thanked me, but you still were a pain in the ass.
Oh, okay. So what? So I can't get it right? Like, okay, Scott, just make me some fucking titles.
You can't get it right when someone's doing you a favor. You don't have any idea that that wasn't my job. I was trying to help you out.
Scott, you're not doing me a favor if you don't do it right or the way I want it.
Holy fuck. Did you just hear that? Well, then I'm not going to do it next time for you.
Okay.
Dude, it was my own. It was my Sunday. I'm trying to relax with my family. You couldn't find a graphic artist to do your film festival thing, so I said, yeah, I'll do it.
I don't need you.
And then you weren't happy with version 1. You needed some changes.
Anymore. You work too slow. You should have done it quicker. You wouldn't have.
All right, so now you're in the Jason mode. Okay, I get it.
I suffered through your inability. You know, I should have been able to tell you a couple things. You don't know what you're doing. You're not a graphics guy, so you were having.
I never claimed to be. I just happen to know a lot of things. Last week I was trying to give Ralph some advice. Hey, maybe you might want to take a computer class and learn a little bit about Photoshop so you can at least express your ideas a little bit better. And he said, no, I'm not quite sure that's the direction I want to go in. So, well, what do you want to do? And he said, oh, maybe I'll become more in radio. I'm like, well, why don't you go take a sound editing class? Oh, no, I'm not sure. Dude, you're a worthless piece of shit. You want to live off of others, and that's it. Go accomplish something.
How do I live off of others?
Dude, a guy like myself wants to give a project and go.
Others. You take your fucking wife's money. She probably makes more than you.
Well, whatever. We've been living with that life for a long time, but that's fine.
Right.
She does great.
I think I've heard enough of this. Scott, thank you.
Next time you want Ralph to complete something, give it to him, and he's going to then turn it off to a professional and take all the credit, and it'll take forever to get done, and the professional will be ready to jump out a window. But that's how Ralph lived with. That's his work.
His MO, you think?
Yeah. Well, like I said, no more Mr. Nice Guy.
Good. All right.
Anybody want to tag out and bring in someone else? Scott, I know you're upset.
Anybody out the door?
I don't know how this thing mushroomed. I think you're a great director. I just it was between me and you trying to figure out the lighting and the.
And really, Scott, do you hear the show? I mean, like, you know, it's a goof. And, like, how can you get yourself all fucking worked up over it?
Again, Ralph, I tried to explain this to you last night.
Scott's practically crying, all right?
Goof about me, about anything.
Right.
But when I have a career, I have a family, and I don't want to sit there and listen from two lowlifes. If Gary came in and said
wait a second, I love that you say, hey, Ralph, could you do me a favor and not mention this because you're a fucking lowlife? I mean, in the same breath, you call me a lowlife, and then you expect me to treat you with some sort of respect. I mean, come on. You have no respect, and you have no respect for Jason, who is the hardest working guy in that office.
Yeah, he was trying to explain to me that Jason works harder than Gary, works harder than anyone here at this place.
He's the hardest working guy in that office. He's there.
And I think someone who types, that doesn't count as hard work, in my opinion.
No. So a body sitting there till 8 o'clock is not hard.
Whatever. I don't want to get into the Jason show. I could care less about him.
He works harder than you.
He's dead to you.
He's dead to me.
All right. Well, obviously, there's a lot of animosity going on back there in the Howard Stern universe.
I used to think we were such a tight-knit
And you're just eating it all up.
I don't like to see this at all.
Oh, look at that smile on your face.
Howard, it's the only time you shut up. You said to me once, you go. This is off the air. You go, oh, God, I love it when people argue. It's like fucking music to my ears.
I love it.
You just get the biggest smile on
It's so great. I could sit in my car and listen to two guys argue all day if it's on the radio. So, you know, and it's got to be real. And this is really, I mean, Scott's got tears in his eyes.
I don't have tears in my eyes. I've got anger.
No, you've got some tears.
Well, you must cry when you're angry.
I study you.
And believe me, it's real for me, too. I woke up at like 5:30 and this shit starts racing through my head.
It's got to be real. It's got to be all fired up. But
it wasn't easy for me to get to sleep last night. I couldn't sleep until about 11:30. I'm still sitting there playing through this crap through my head.
That's good. That's good. That makes for better arguing.
I called Scott at like 8 o'clock. I called him back, and he was all fired up still.
What's you all fired up? What are you fired up? You care what Jason and Ralph think of you as a director? If I say you're a good director, you're a good director. These guys
know
don't
what,
know.
Man? It's not. I thought through it yesterday. If JD had said it, I would have laughed it off. It's.
What? With Jason and Ralph?
What about Ralph
it's
and Jason?
Ralph, first of all, on his professional level. You're right. I don't respect him. And I don't want to hear it from him.
But he knows
That's
deep down
that.
I'm right, so that's what really. That's he knows. He knows I'm right about what I'm saying, so that's why he gets upset.
Whatever. That's not true.
Look, we're just talking about improving a camera angle and improving lighting.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean you don't know what you're doing.
And I'll get it right. I'll
of course
keep
you will.
searching for that.
And Ralph was instrumental in helping us the last
He
time.
wasn't. See, that's
No?
the fact. You don't quite know. He
All right,
wasn't.
I thought he was.
No, he wasn't. He came in one day, gave me a bunch of shit. I wanted to throw him out the window that day.
Right.
And we
Right.
got
No,
it
I
right
didn't-
after
I didn't
that.
come in constantly and try and help you with
no,
it.
not constantly. There was one time, Ralph.
There was more than one.
One time.
Scott. All right, so I won't come in. So you fix it, Howard. I'll just let you know. I was going.
And then I started thinking about it yesterday. I'm like, if Ralph had such a problem, he's watched. You know,
he didn't
plenty
have a
of
problem. I had the problem.
Well,
He
yeah,
heard
but
the
if he's
problem.
such an expert and knows how to fix it, why can't he? He looked at probably 20 hours of tape back there. Every Thursday comes in and watches tape. He didn't see it. So where's your defense for that, Mr. Stylist, Mr. Know-it-all of
He wasn't
Howard's
upset.
world?
I was. And
Well, but wait, if he knows what you like,
but he listened to me and he said, "Well, maybe I can help. Maybe I can help get to that lighting."
And so did I.
So that's all. So you guys should work together.
It's fine. I told him, I said, what time could you come in today? You know what he told me? 10 o'clock. I'm like, well, that might not be the best time. I mean, Howard's into news mode at that point. And
Right.
why don't you show up at 8? Maybe when we have a guest interview or something like that, Ralph.
Scott, you asked me what time are you going to come in? I said 10.
Ralph, I barely wanted
You
to
didn't
speak
tell me
to
what
you.
time to come in.
All right. Let's drop this for now.
I said that might not be a good idea. Did I not say that? The 10 o'clock might be a little late.
You know what? There's no point in me coming in. You don't respect my opinion. I'm not going to fucking waste my
But Howard does.
You're not going to listen to me.
Sure, I will. At this point, I want nothing to do with it. Go ahead. You tell me what to do. I'll
Wait,
do
you
it.
want to know who has a couple of lighting suggestions, and maybe this is more of a
Wendy the retard?
No, close. Siobhan. Hi, Siobhan. How are you?
Hello?
Yes.
Hey, I wanted to, I just have a couple of suggestions. I used to do lighting for theater in college.
Okay, come on in.
In college?
Well, you've got more experience than anyone here.
Yeah, do you light the studio itself with the lights, or do you add the lighting effects in the editing?
Oh, God.
All right. Thank you, Siobhan. What is it, Gary?
I don't want to.
Now he's crying.
Scott, would you mind working with Siobhan on this project? It's either Ralph or Siobhan. You take your choice.
You know, there's one other weird thing going on here that I guess I didn't see, which is I thought that it was really obvious that Jason is just breaking Scott's balls for the sake of breaking his balls. But everybody out there tells me that there's a thing between the two of them.
Oh, definitely.
I didn't know that.
And I didn't know that either, that there's a genuine sort of underlying dislike that neither of them talk about.
You know what it's like when you're in high school and you're talking to somebody and someone's giving you shit and he's the fat, pudgy kid and he's giving you shit and you're sitting there going, oh, my God, I want to fucking just kill you? You know what that's like?
Yeah.
That's what I get from Jason.
You just
All
want
right?
to beat him up and be done with
Yeah, yeah.
It's so great.
Wait, here's Jason.
I'm out here.
Why? Don't leave
I
now.
told
Let's
you,
get it
Jason's
worked
dead
out.
to him. The
What is
dead
it,
man is
Jason?
talking.
Scott's looking for the nearest high school to stuff Jason
What
in a
is it,
locker.
Jason?
Yeah, Scott's just got a major problem with me. And, you know, he's, you like 90% of the time we talk and we're fine and I think we get along. But
I had no idea you guys were at each other's
yeah, but
throats.
he's got some thing with me where, like, I can't say anything to him. I can't disagree with him. I can't criticize him. Or he's
Politically, I've heard you argue with Scott, and you do put up a very good argument.
No, he doesn't put up a good argument. He takes over the argument. You can't get a word in.
No,
So-
he
and
gives you a
it's
good run for your money.
frustrating.
Yeah, he gives you a good run for your money.
Howard, what if you tried to do your radio show and all day all I did is just yell and just keep yelling? You'd think I was crazy and annoying, and you'd shut my mic off. Well, that's what I want to do to him all the time.
First of all, that's totally. You come to my desk. I never go back by you to start arguing. So I'm sitting there at my desk, and you
I
come in and you
enjoy
go,
that part of
buh, buh, buh. Then this whole argument starts, and you sit there, and anytime I open my mouth about
don't
anything,
worry.
you get all angry and you go, "You're stupid," and you storm off. And
Don't
you
worry, it
pout.
won't happen anymore.
Good.
You should stay on the television side, Scott. You don't even need to be in the office there.
That's a good point. What are you going back over to the intern area?
Again, because you don't know, Howard, you don't even know how this place works. There's a lot of interaction. I've got to go to Will for a lot of things. I've got to go to Jason for a lot of things.
There is something that you don't know, and I swear to God, we should start taping this. I don't know if you're aware that there's a whole other radio show that goes on, a real radio show.
Yeah.
You hear I'm talking to you on this intercom? Well, Jason and Will and TV have this intercom as well. And while the show's going on, they're all yelling at each other, debating each other. It's the funniest fucking thing.
No. By the way, almost all started by Scott. It's like we're sitting there, and all of a sudden I hear blaring out of this intercom, like,
"Oh my God,
see, Bush was right."
It's not. That's not true.
It is true. You know what?
9 times out of 10, we're giving them some information that we want to pass to you for the show,
Right.
and a lot of it helps out.
That's true. But yeah, like one time, Scott started an argument in the office about politics or something, and it ends, and he leaves, and then an hour later, I get a call on my cell phone from his car. He's like, "I'm still angry about this," and he starts like screaming. I mean, he's a maniac.
Yeah, I got that call last
Because I can't believe how stupid you are.
Well, why are you arguing about politics with everyone? Why don't you keep your opinions and listen to Rush Limbaugh and Bill O'Reilly?
I used
by
to say
yourself?
I say at K-Rock, I remember going back there, and I would actually go, guys, no more politics.
Yeah, I mean, it's
a
who cares?
I can't listen, man.
I mean, you guys.
I disagree with you on everything politically anymore, and I have not come in here once.
Well,
So don't
you just yell at me.
You're yelling at Jason.
You're busy fighting
I'm
with
not.
everyone.
I haven't been
just direct. Forget about all that other shit, man.
Okay.
What are you busy with the politics? You're not going to elect
It's
to
hard
anything.
for me. I'm sitting there, and you say something so
So
asinine.
what?
I've got to respond
But don't
to it.
argue with him.
I don't. And
Come
that's
in the air.
You liar.
Bullshit, dude. How
Dude,
many
you
arguments
come and
in the
argue
past
with
2
me all
months?
the time.
In the
What,
past
what
2
do
months,
you
not
do?
once.
If I say something
not
stupid,
true.
what do? You pick up and talk to Jason?
Yes, that's what he
No.
does. You
No,
say
that's
something
crazy.
That's not true.
Forget about it. So yell at me.
right.
Yell at the
I'll
TV
come in and
screen.
yell at you.
don't even have to come in.
Yeah,
Talk
don't
to the
bother
TV.
Jason. He's trying to
I
work.
do. Ask the guys in the man room. I yell at the TV screen all
That's
the time.
okay.
I
That's
yell
good.
right at you.
Talk to the wall.
Howard, you say one thing about politics, and that intercom starts blaring.
You got to
all right.
concentrate
so
on your job.
I guess right now you're trying to push my buttons again because you know this is
No,
not
that's true, dude. That is absolutely true. Ask anyone. That's Steve. That's Will. They all sit next to the intercom. They hear you.
How many times have I done it in the past month? Not once.
I have my headphones on. Will has to tap me on the shoulder, so Scott's yelling about you on the intercom.
All right, whatever, dude.
I'll
whatever.
tell you,
God.
last night on the phone, Scott,
I'm like, what did I do?
Scott really does hate Jason. I mean, he just spewed this venom about Jason to me on the phone, and I almost hung up on him because I really like Jason, and I just thought it was horrible.
What was he saying?
He's just the lowest piece of shit, lazy, bad bit. You know, every adjective you could. And
That's pretty accurate.
Jesus, I said,
Fuck you, man.
Fuck you.
Seriously.
I had to cut him off.
I'm out of here because hopefully this segment will stop earlier, and I'll do the fans a favor by getting Jason off the air.
Yeah, it's awesome how the show's directing itself right now. Let's just skip the beat.
Oh.
Yeah, right. Yeah. The monkey sat in and said,
Oh, come on. Don't attack his directing. He's very good.
Yeah, well, who's directing now? That person's probably very good, too.
They have it on autopilot. Thank you.
Ralph, in about a month, you should go up to Scott and say, I got to give you a compliment. The segment where you were in the studio arguing was directed brilliantly.
Good morning, everybody. What's happening? Still on the air. Amazingly. Yeah. Give you a quick update. I was reading the paper. Mel Karmazin, our boss, backs us and says we did nothing wrong or indecent. So that's good. That's good to read. And Tom Shales, I want to thank you. That guy wrote a beautiful article.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
And not that he's a huge fan of mine. He's a huge fan of free speech.
Right, he gets it, that
Yeah.
it's not about you, that somebody's
Right.
trying to make it about you so they can take away everybody's free speech.
I'll give you one sentence from Tom Shales, who is a bright guy. He's just bright. Gets it. Hold on a second. For 20 years, listeners to Mr. Stern's radio program have known precisely what to expect. Howard Stern may make an unappetizing poster child for the First Amendment freedoms, but he's as entitled to them as anybody. On Friday, Stern turned over a large portion of his show to recordings of other voices on talk shows and newscasts, expressing outrage at the latter-day witch hunt on which the federal government has embarked. Howard Stern does just fine in the marketplace. Many people find him offensive and don't listen. The same can be said of Rush Limbaugh or or Bill O'Reilly or any of those idiots. He didn't say idiots, but...
You're paraphrasing that.
Yeah, if you can get a copy of the article, maybe I'll post it on howardstern.com, which evidently, whenever I post something on there, has so much traffic that it's hard for us to keep the site up because it affects everything else that we do on the web. So it slows down our whole system.
Oh.
So we're trying to get that worked out.
He writes for the Washington Post, right?
Yeah.
That's where it appeared?
Tom Shales, I thought, writes for an L.A. newspaper, doesn't he?
Howard, he writes for the Washington Post, but that's not where that particular article appeared.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, because that's where I know him from. We used to read him in Washington all the time.
Yeah, Tom Shales. Which helps because the morons who run our country actually, except for Bush, who admits he doesn't read the newspaper and is proud of that for some reason. I don't know where he would be proud of that, but you'd think you'd want to know what's going on in the world if you're the president, but maybe read some other people's opinions and learn from it.
People read for him.
Yeah. Yeah, he does.
A little bit more of that arrogance. I got plenty of people to read for me.
Reading? Highly overrated.
The other day, my readers were telling me there's a lot going on.
So, I mean, that to me is something Kerry should bring up in a debate. I understand you don't read the newspaper. We got to talk about that.
Mr. President, did someone tell you that, or did you read it for yourself?
Let the gays read.
Ratings for homosexuals.
How do you have someone else read your newspaper? But guess he's busy doing farm chores.
Right, he's chopping wood.
That guy's nuts. He's a nut. Why would you admit you don't read the newspaper? You're the President of the United States.
Because I'm a C student.
All right. It's not interesting, not enough pictures.
I read the cartoons, the funny papers. That's my section.
I like the pictures of Jessica Simpson.
I'm with him there.
Yep. I was reading about this guy. They did an article. Oh, damn, my telephone is... I don't know what goes on with this thing. Every minute I'm with this telephone.
Is that your newfangled phone?
Yeah.
That phone does too many things.
Nah, it's a good phone. It's just it's taken me a while to get it together.
It does too many things.
No, it doesn't.
You haven't mastered it. You've been with it for a year now.
It just makes noise. If the keyboard gets pressed, it makes noise. Where was I? What was I talking about? Oh, so I was reading the paper about this dude called Martin Block, who I'd always heard of, Martin Block's Imaginary Ballroom, Make-Believe Ballroom. You ever hear that show?
No.
When radio first started, and people started to really use it, radio, before TV, radio would never play records. They always had live performances. It was considered
shows.
It was considered really poor taste if you would play a record. The programmers thought, if you play a record, why would you need radio? It's about going and capturing live orchestral.
You got a Victrola at home.
Live orchestral performances. So this guy Martin Block was working for WNEW here in New York. And he was like a lowly guy, like he was a salesman. He used to sell hairbrushes and stuff, and he was working for the radio station. They were doing some sort of sports event or something. And they needed some time to fill. And he said to the general manager, let me play some records. And the guy was like, no way, man, we don't play records. That's just really bad. And evidently there was some dude out in California that had started playing records and doing like sort of an imaginary theater of the mind kind of thing where he's pretend you're at the concert.
Right.
So Martin Block heard this and he said to the guy, let's do that in New York. So the guy was desperate, so he says, all right, go play a few records. The radio station didn't even own any records. He went to the record store and bought 5 records. And he starts playing this stuff, And rather than like yelling at people or anything, he just kind of like soothing, and he goes, ladies and gentlemen, we're here, at the Make-Believe Ballroom. The lights are low. And he did it in a mellow tone, And the son of a bitch caught on. It was like a big deal, Make-Believe Ballroom. And that's how...
Well, I have heard of Make-Believe Ballroom.
Yeah, and that's how records started being played on the radio. They realized, wow. And there was a big fight. The record companies didn't want records played on the radio because they were afraid no one would buy the records if they were played on the radio. Kind of like what reminds you was going on the Internet.
Yes.
Everyone was up in arms saying no one will buy any records. The show was a hit. The show got 25% of the radio audience, which was huge.
Yeah.
Then the guy syndicated. And the dude is making $22,000 a week, Martin Block. And then he went out west, you know, to L.A. or something, try to get the show going out there, but they hated him because he was an arrogant, know-it-all New Yorker. So then he returned to New York, checked out television for a while, tried to get his ass on TV, but he was no TV guy. Soon he was back at NEW.
Humbled.
1954, the year I was born, he joined ABC Radio. Rock and roll came to town. He went over to WOR on the weekends where they let him continue the Make-Believe Ballroom until he died in 1967. What's really weird is when he first started playing records on the radio, the dude couldn't get any advertisers. So he had to go out and find his own advertiser because no one wanted to touch him. And this is weird. You know who his first advertiser was?
Dial a mattress, no.
Close. No, not Trim Spa. Well, it's funny you say that. This is so weird. Artie's gonna have a heyday with this. The product was called Retardo pills. And they were a weight loss gimmick pill.
Oh, my
They sold for $1 a box. And he would say, you know, he would get on the radio and go, be fair to your husband by taking the reducing pill, Retardo.
Yes, baby.
As in, it will retard your growth, you know, but
Right,
Retardo.
you gotta be retarded to think it works.
Yeah, Retardo.
Mrs. Retardo.
The guy sold Retardo pills.
That's classic.
That's okay with me. I'm sure I've done commercials for Retardo.
I mean, as awful as also like sphincterine sounds. I would
Retardo.
kill for a sponsor named Retardo.
Retardo.
Thank you for everything.
Mrs. Retardo. I found your pills, Mrs. Retardo.
But the sponsor was Retardo pills.
Excuse me, are you a doctor? No, Mrs. Retardo. I'm a lunatic with a white jacket.
You gotta love this story.
I'm going to say Mrs. Retardo in my head for 4 days.
Yes.
The Make-Believe Ballroom.
With Retardo pills.
Yes.
Brought to you by Retardo.
Do you have your Retardo pill?
A week after the dude went on the air, NEW claimed Retardo had received 3,750 responses.
Wow.
And that's when they knew the show was a hit because he could move product. But this guy, he was just, you know, he was like a reporter, an engineer, something like that.
Yeah. Hey, Retardo.
So he gave up the show. Did it ever get going again?
Yeah,
He
came back to NEW after a shot at TV. And then jumped over to ABC Radio, and then rock and roll hit, and you know what happened there.
He got mowed down by rock and roll.
And WOR let him do weekends until he died in 1967. That's it.
I gotta get a hold of a Retardo pill.
Yeah, what happened
Thank
to
you for
Retardo?
everything.
You're telling us about the guy. What happened to Retardo? I can't get those pills.
I guess the name didn't catch on.
Yeah,
Women didn't feel like taking something called Retardo. Bad marketing.
That guy sold the company and opened McDonald's.
Yeah!
Hey, wait, 22 G's a week he was making, so like in the early 40s or something?
That's huge money.
Yeah, he was making big bucks, this guy.
Jeez.
With the Make-Believe Ballroom, dude. Well, time for us to take a break. Our new sponsor, Dial an Imbecile, is ready to make some real money with our incredible audience and ready to buy any product.
Believe it or not, I'm taking Retardo pill.
Oh, yeah.
I love to say, like, oh, I look slim, thank you. One word, Retardo.
Right, yeah. How'd you get so fit?
Oh,
Retardo.
How'd you lose so many brain cells? Retardo.
Retardo.
We'll be back right after these words.
According to Entertainment Weekly, you're listening to the 28th funniest man on Earth, Howard Stern. 95X.
What does the Howard Stern Show mean to you?
Hi, this is Robin Quivers, and what the Howard Stern Show means to me is thumbing your nose at convention and getting to keep my big house.
The Howard Stern Show. It means so much to so many.
Yeah. Yeah, baby. Rock me. It says in the paper they think Adolf Hitler was gay.
Oh no. You know how everybody who was famous is gay after they die? It's like, you know, the gays want to claim everybody. This one they don't want to claim.
I'm saying poor gay people. They're going through so much crap now with the marriage thing, and now they got to learn Hitler might have been one of them.
Well, it's just, you know, like if we were on in Nazi Germany, it probably never would happen because we'd have been like, Hitler's so gay. You know, and we would have told the people.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, Hitler's so gay. He really, you know, he's just gay.
Hitler looks gay. I don't know if he's gay, but he looks gay.
He's really into uniforms, and isn't he a painter? He's just so gay.
Goose stepping is gay.
And who would have a mustache like that?
Yeah, and, you know, guy's in his 40s and he's not married. I mean, come on.
Oh, just can't find the right girl. Huh?
Kind of weirdo, 40-something years old, hasn't committed to one woman.
Now, what's all that screaming about?
And the salute was a bent wrist. Hangs out with guys all day. Has a girlfriend, you never see her. In a bunker.
Very close to his mom.
So, take a couple of phone calls. We got a bunch of different things going on today. And I'll tell you about those in a minute. Lydia, go ahead. You're on the air.
I can't believe I got through. I just hollered, I love you so much. And I just did not want, if you ever do leave radio and the FM New York capacity, I just really...
All right, go ahead. What can I do for you?
Do you know that on CNN they had a discussion of you and Mel Gibson being influential in the presidential election? They put you together with Mel. Do you know about that?
I heard something about it, and Gary gave me a tape from CNN, and, you know, I'm no fan of Mel Gibson.
Obviously, I thought it was kind of humorous.
He's a conservative jerk.
Oh, of course.
And smug and arrogant, but the fact of the matter is, anybody's against Bush, they can't hurt. And
yeah, it seems like we're on the same side, even still.
Bush's biggest surprise in November is going to be he's going to lose the election, and it'll never really be attributed to me and my audience. But my audience will turn out in droves to vote against him.
Mm-hmm. And, do you think you could actually win the election if you ran?
No, I don't. I'm not that well liked. It's a popularity contest, but the fact of the matter is my audience is offended by his right-wing agenda and getting me off the air, and they will, especially that month right before the election. We will hammer away at him and point out again and again why we need a change, and it will get him. It will help to get him out of office. It won't be the only reason. There's a lot of people fed up with him, but you'll see. It's going to work.
Well, I have 100% confidence, but will you be on the air one month before?
I don't know. That's the big question. I could mobilize 18 to 24-year-olds who, and even 18 to 54-year-olds. I've gotten more mail from conservative Republicans who say, you know, enough is enough. They're willing to take a look at some of these other issues. And, there are things I like about Bush. Don't get me wrong. He's not the world's worst in every category. He's just really bad in a lot of categories.
Oh yeah, I mean, they had you on the. It was a beautiful thing. I wanted to play it right now, if you wanted your audience.
I think I have it. I'll play it later. Thank you.
Okay. So.
All right. She's making me nervous. Okay.
I've seen enough of that.
Do you know what I mean? Some people make you nervous.
Yeah, I was getting tense.
Yeah. Keith, go ahead. You're on the air.
Hey now.
Hey,
Howard, I want to give you an unbiased review of the grand opening of Scores last night.
Yeah, by the way, last night was
a great night.
By the way, today is St. Patty's Day, and you know whose birthday?
Who's you know who?
Bianca Jane, Romaine Stamos, my dog.
Really?
Yep, 2 years old.
It's my old man's birthday.
I can't believe you mark a dog's birthday.
Artie, don't bring up your dead father. It's Bianca Jane Romaine Stamos' birthday.
You're really gay. You're gay.
Yep.
You're like Hitler.
I'm like Hitler. I'm gay.
What birthday?
I sang happy birthday to her this morning.
When are you going to throw the party?
You wouldn't happen to have video of that, would you?
Her party is making a nice duty in the snow. That's her favorite thing to do.
I love that, too.
Loves
And
the
what
snow.
do you do when it's in the snow?
You pick it up. You got to do it. That's not a big issue for me, by the way, which
No,
I thought
I
it would
just
be.
wondered what you do with the snow situation.
Yeah.
She's nice and solid.
No.
Oh, gee.
Most times, no.
She doesn't look like a healthy eater, Bianca Jane.
She's actually just very loose.
Yeah.
Yeah, really. And I don't know. I think maybe we should switch her food, but Beth says we don't have to, and it's something we argue about.
I'm going to get sick.
Yeah, I pick up those loose ones. Some of them I got to scrape.
What, do you got, a little shovel?
No, I use the plastic bag in my hand. That's it. Pick it up, like Fear Factor.
Like a clear plastic bag?
No, yellow.
Yeah, that's
There's poopy bag on it.
I see people walking around with clear ones.
I know.
I know. This
Gross.
is something you take out of the the cupboard in the kitchen.
Well, they're next to you in the deli after they did it. You know what I mean? They're holding like a little bag of charms there.
They come into the deli with the duty bag?
I've seen, by where I live in Jersey,
No
I've
way.
been next to a chick in a deli who has just, done that with her dog, and then just rushes in, and she's got a clear bag.
No, people leave that either outside or throw it in a garbage pail.
Why
Come
are you
on.
telling Artie he didn't see what he saw?
Because he didn't. He's trying to be funny.
Oh, yeah, right.
That's crazy. I always thought it'd be like a big deal, like what is... You know, on Long Island, I used to fake picking up the duty because I didn't want to pick it up, and you know, you could get away with it out there. You know, I'd be walking my dog, make a duty, I'd bend over and pretend like I'm doing something.
Right.
You know,
Tie your shoe.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just saying there's
But in the city, you got to do it, and it's really not that bad. And I mean, when they're loose, it's tough, but it's not a big deal.
I'm just saying there's some people who have dogs who are with them all day who, I'm just saying, might not be all there mentally.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
And that's the type of person I saw.
If you love your dog, you do it. It's not a big deal. I would have gone yuck too, but
It's a big deal to me.
yeah. But I'm telling you, it's not as big a deal as you think.
Well, I don't have a dog.
Yeah.
Thank goodness. I don't have to find out.
Not a big deal. Bianca Jane Romaine Stamos.
Happy birthday. We're going to
Happy
mention her
birthday.
until I say happy birthday.
That's it. There you go.
I love you.
I love you, my Bianca.
And if I was there, you'd be benefiting so much.
I love
you. So much.
I love you, Bambi.
Anyway, so last night was the opening of the West Side Scores, which I'm real excited about because
You can't wait to get over there, I'll bet.
A, it's easier for me to get to, and B, like we're over here on the West Side, we can go shoot down there right after the show. Lonnie says he's going to make a party for us.
Yeah, he said you have to do it soon so you can be a part of the opening.
Dude, I was going last night. I got blizzarded out.
Oh, yeah, it did snow. That's right.
Well, that snow was going on, and I kept saying to Ronnie, the limo driver, who, of course, was going to the opening because he scores me a 92.3, but
Yeah.
I said, man, they're going to get wrecked with the snow. According to Ronnie, there were like 5 billion people online outside the club.
They did. They had no trouble getting any people last night.
Yeah, it was huge.
Can I just give you a quick review, real quick?
Sure.
First of all, the place is surprisingly small. That might be good for you on a regular night because it's kind of intimate, but I was just really surprised at how small the place was.
The West Side location?
Yeah, the new place.
I thought it's huge, Ronnie.
I don't know. I kind of, maybe because there were so many people.
That must be it.
It's just a different configuration on the east side. That's all.
Oh, it is? Oh, it's not bigger.
It's about the same size, but it's just long and narrow, and then there's the back areas are different, and you got the upstairs part.
Oh, I had this feeling that it was like this huge space.
It's big, but it's just a different configuration.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I don't want a huge strip club. I like an intimate, where people, kind of get lost in the nooks and crannies.
I agree.
A big cavernous strip club feels cold and impersonal.
And too open.
It was packed there last night. It was, like, amazing. I couldn't believe, even with the weather.
Yeah, I don't even want, like, when I'm going to, like, the private lap dance rooms, I don't even want to have to walk by the regular club because it's embarrassing that you're going to
Right, you don't want to be seen doing
You look like a big perv, and even if I am a big perv, I don't want to look like a big perv.
Yeah, but you don't have to do that in this club because that's good. They have a special walkway.
A+.
The problem was it was so crowded that I was willing to, I had $1,000 to spend last night in funny money that there were so many people that I had $1,000 to spend and there were no girls coming up to me because they were just so busy.
Well, I got to tell you something. The night to go, to any strip club isn't the opening night. Opening night is just it's a fun sort of gala. You go there, you drink, and you just see what's happening. It's a lot of people.
The girls were great last night. They were all loaded.
Were they?
Yeah, it was like one of our daytime parties.
They were a lot of fun last night.
If you got $1,000 in funny money, you go Thursday night, tomorrow night.
Yeah, you're right.
You know what I'm saying? Opening night, you don't go there looking for romance.
You got to start throwing it around a little bit. You got to put out some bait.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to lay down the funny money on the floor so they follow you.
You got to hook those pigeons in.
What you do is you give one chick $40 for one dance or something.
She goes and tells her friends.
It's exactly like with a
Yeah, but you know what? There are nights you could go there and not lay out a penny and still rap the chicks. But you can't go opening night and expect... I mean, they're going to be busy, those chicks.
Yeah, well, last night was like a big... There were probably a lot of celebrities there. And...
There was a lot of things going on.
Who was there?
Who was there?
I don't know. I didn't see any.
Scores man.
And I'm not trying to cause controversy, but some of the girls, I mean, I've been to the other Scores location, were just not up to snuff last night. Is it my imagination, Ronnie, or is that true?
No, that's not true, because there was a lot of new girls from out of town, and a lot of them were really hot.
Really? Okay.
I don't know where you are, but which part of the club you were in.
We had like 10 of them down here the other day. They looked pretty
they were all there last night, and they were all looking really good. They were having a great time, too. Everybody was just hanging last night.
Was Linda there?
Yeah, Linda was there.
Oh, man.
But they know how to run a club.
Linda, that's my Scores wife.
Yeah, Linda was there. Chase was there.
Oh, Chase.
Kira was there.
Meanwhile, Linda kissed me goodbye when she was here the other day.
Yeah.
I had glitter all over my face from kissing her. You got to tell Lonnie.
Yeah, I know. There was a lot of glitter last night, too.
Yeah, I mean, what's going on?
There was tons of glitter. I had glitter on my beard last night.
Yeah, you go home and you're covered in glitter.
How does glitter get into your beard?
I don't know. I'm trying to figure that out myself.
Why are strippers wearing glitter again?
I don't know. We're going to have to straighten that out.
Why do they love the glitter so much? They've been told they can't use the glitter.
Ronnie, I didn't want to yell at Lonnie last night because Lonnie was like, forget about it. He was like, this was his night to shine.
Yeah, I know.
All the press were there, and he was taking everybody around for interviews. The girls were doing tons of interviews.
Yeah. Ronnie's pirate name is Glitterbeard.
I mean, they had HBO was there, and
I'm just saying,
the Post and all of them were there. Everybody was there.
Like, my girlfriend's cool. She knows I go to Scores and stuff, but it's not good if I come home covered in glitter.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, how do you explain that?
Yeah.
I already smell like perfume. I don't need the glitter on me.
Oh, man. Okay, the perfume thing I get, and plus the doctor, that's that guy who hangs out in the bathroom, he has coffee beans that can get the smell of perfume.
Yeah, doctor was there last night. He opened up his franchise, he told me. This is his next
got a guy.
He opened up a new practice?
A new practice, yeah.
He took on a second doctor.
Scores has a guy in the bathroom named the doctor who can get the stink off you from the girls. Yeah, because you're covered in perfume and body makeup and...
The funniest part was I walked into the bathroom. Big John?
Yeah.
The big guy?
I know Big John.
So Big John's in the bathroom.
Why are you acting like I wouldn't know Big John?
No, I don't know if you... I didn't know if you knew his name.
Oh, your Scores man 923.
Dude, I just didn't know if you knew his name, okay?
Big John? I don't know.
All right.
You're making it sound like I'm some kind of nut.
We all know.
Anyway, so he's in the bathroom. And the doctor is brushing. He's got this big brush.
Yeah.
And he's brushing him. I go, what's going on? He goes, I got glitter all over me. Big John had glitter.
You've got some storytelling ability.
They gave party bags at the end, though. I got a calendar and a T-shirt. I'm going to drop one off later for you.
Is there a Scores calendar?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a Scores calendar. I got one. Yeah, I got that.
Yeah, if you have that up in your bedroom, it's a little freaky for you.
Well, I keep it in my drawer, and then, like, if I get a lap dance from one of them that's in the calendar, I go back the next day, look at the calendar, and pleasure myself.
Oh, no.
And I go, yeah.
I can't wait till June.
You don't have it hanging in your office?
What?
Not in your office? You don't hang it in your office?
My office is right in my living room.
Right, it's just out there.
I can't do that. It's real weird, too, because I have meetings in my house, in my apartment. And then, like, my office is in, like, my living room.
Yeah.
So, like, after every meeting, everyone just goes over by my desk, looks at what's on my desk, makes phone calls from my desk, and I don't like it. I need, like, a
separate office.
Yeah, but I don't have that. Why do people feel comfortable going over to me? Like, my agent always walks over to my desk, starts making phone calls. There's a million phones in the apartment.
Because it's a living room.
Yeah, but do it in the living room. Make the phone calls. That's where we're meeting.
Well,
can't you make an office on the other side?
Nah, I don't want to do that. No.
But does everybody like go into the living room area after the meeting, and so he needs to?
No, we're in the living room for the meeting. And then everybody walks over to my desk and starts making phone calls and looking at all my junk.
Yeah, they're walking out of the meeting.
I might have to put up a wall there. I mean, it's annoying.
Oh, well.
It's my private area.
Doesn't look very private, though.
It's open.
Yeah.
You're invading
Looks
my
inviting.
open private area.
I have never been more busy in my life. I can't go to the opening of Scores. I've been working on that Schimmel show, Howard Stern, the high school years.
Yeah, you got a lot of things that are cooking.
Yeah, percolating. But they take forever. And, you know me, I'm a stickler for fine entertainment. So, what time did you get home from the Scores thing?
11.
Oh. No late night for you, huh?
No, it wasn't a mistake. Right. I was about to leave getting ready to leave at 10, and then I was talking to Doug for a while, and the next thing I know, it was 11.
Were you drunk?
Nah.
What chicks were there? Were you hanging out with any chicks?
Heather was there. You
were with Heather?
Everybody was Nilsa, Dawn.
Nilsa asked about me?
Yeah. Everybody's asking if you were coming.
They were asking that?
They were all asking for you.
Are you disappointed, though?
I heard there's a Howard Stern room over there.
That's a possibility.
Yeah, that's what I heard. One of the rooms is a Howard Stern.
It's named after you.
Yeah. You know how honored I am?
Well,
it's like having a
did you know
building at a university for you.
Did you know on the east side you have a humidor?
A humidor?
You didn't know that?
No, nobody tells me.
Yeah, there's a humidor with your name on it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They allowed smoking last night also.
Chuck Zito has his own locker over there, doesn't he?
No, he has a humidor also.
Oh, does he?
Yeah. Chuck was there last night.
What's he up to?
Nothing. He was hanging out.
Right.
Came in his big...
Who was he with, Nilsa?
No,
Heather.
I don't know who he was
Heather.
with, man.
Those broads always do that. I go there after a Yankee game sometimes. Like, where's Howard?
Dude, I want to be buried at Scores. But I want to have a mausoleum.
There you go. You should be in the wall.
Yeah, I want to be buried in the wall.
They're doing my eulogy there. I already have that in my will.
Are you serious?
Yeah, he Scores man 923.
Who's doing your eulogy,
on the main stage.
That wouldn't be the first time that's been done.
The whole service, yeah.
That's not unusual.
Yeah, Lonnie's going to perform the service.
Right.
And now to say a few words.
I know a guy had his bar mitzvah there.
Well, that's understandable.
Tonight you become a man.
I want to be cremated and put in my humidor.
Benji was there last night.
Oh, yeah? Were you down there, Benji?
Yeah.
Big dope.
They do.
But you didn't get anything.
What's that?
I bet you didn't get anything.
He was with his girlfriend.
You brought your girlfriend?
Yeah.
How would you do that?
It was fun. She had a great time, too. But just to show how they work on every...
Can I tell you that's a mistake?
What? Really?
I've gone with my girlfriend, but it's still a mistake.
Yeah.
You should have mixed those two worlds.
You show them what goes on.
You show them what goes on, and then right away...
Not that anything
now
goes
they
on.
can imagine
It's like
every
Tony
time
Soprano,
you're out there what you're up to.
Yeah.
Nothing goes on there.
Well, to show how they work on every single detail, even in the bathroom, above every urinal, there's a video screen. And the doctor's going to shoot movies for the bathroom.
What do you mean?
He said he's getting a budget from Scores to shoot movies for the bathroom.
And like little...
Little individual movies.
Of the girls?
About maybe I could audition for one of them.
What do you mean? But what's in the movie? Like a video of the chicks?
Like he's going to make videos about the chicks, like funny movies.
They're not going to do that.
I'm serious.
That's never going to happen.
Why is there video screens above the urinal so you can pump in like videos, right? Like music videos. Yeah. Get out of here, Benji. Don't listen to that guy.
The doctor was BSing.
Yeah. You're so gullible. Oh,
yeah,
they're not going to make movies.
Benji's funny. He comes up to me, and I'm sitting there with Doug and everybody from a bunch of guys from the E crew. Will and Jason was there. So we're all sitting around. We got this like one area. It's called corner.
Yeah.
So we're all sitting there. Benji comes up to us, and he comes over to me and he shakes my hand. And he goes, "Congratulations, great opening." I go,
to you?
Yeah, to me.
Well,
he's crazy.
He's nuts.
Well, you are Scores.
So what'd you do there with your girlfriend?
Yeah, what'd you do? Did you get lap dances?
No.
Right.
Actually, both his girlfriends were there. His old girlfriend was there also.
Yeah, Benji's quite the player. I think your girlfriend's cute, by the way. I'm really shocked.
His old girlfriend really looks good. Marianne.
Who looks good?
Nice. Remember his old girlfriend, Marianne?
Yeah, but that's not his girlfriend. She never gave him anything.
Oh, okay. That's what he says.
Benji, you have an old girlfriend?
No.
No, he has an old girl.
Not
your girlfriend.
Not a girlfriend. No, she's a friend.
A friend, yeah. No, believe me, he wasn't getting her.
Right.
It's funny because everyone thinks I am because I always deny it, so they think I am.
Nobody recognized her.
Oh, by the way, I just want to be in the crowd that says, I know you never got anything off her.
I can't believe you're getting the girl you got down.
Yeah. Nobody's saying they think you got her because you don't say anything.
All the guys that he always say, "Oh, come on, you must have." Like, you wouldn't really be friends with
He's trying to be nice to you.
Yeah.
They
Everyone
don't really
knows.
believe it.
I'm telling you, all the guys think.
I don't even know how you got this girlfriend you have now.
Yeah, she's a great girl.
Yeah,
She must be medicated.
She's really cool as girl.
Was she released from a mental institution?
No.
Something's wrong. Something's wrong.
She loves him, too.
Or he's paying her to act like
Are you
that.
guys exclusive, or are you still dating?
We're exclusive.
Oh, they're very exclusive.
Oh, he told me they're dating.
No, they're exclusive.
No,
you
they're
can tell.
exclusive.
Is that right, Ben? Is she like your girlfriend now?
She's my girlfriend. We're figuring things out.
And are you dating other girls?
No.
No.
Like
All right.
he was going to do that anyway.
Yeah, like he could get other girls.
Yeah, what other girl?
But we're still figuring things out.
What does that mean?
I mean, Scores was rough last night.
Here we go. You're such a louse.
All right, fine.
Turn off your mic.
Scores was rough.
Scores was rough.
What, was she going to leave you for one of the girls?
Yeah, like, he's trying to figure it out.
He was going to leave her.
All the Scores girls are coming on to him.
Right.
Benji's taking acting lessons for the Doctor's first film.
Man, some of those Scores girls, though, are hot, man.
There was a lot of new girls there last night that we've never even seen.
That's like how Tony Soprano goes to the Bada Bing?
Yes.
Like, that's our place.
Of course. And that's where you meet your buddies and you hang.
Yeah.
The best scene in the
Friday night, I was over there with Ronnie. We went over and watched Scott's Sons played a Vertigo Blue music. And then we went over to Scores, and a lot of men showed up there.
Bonded,
like Booker and Kane, and Ronnie and Doug, and Richie. Ganji. Well, I said men.
Did you hear about Ganji?
No.
Ganji got so low that he had to run out the door because he was heaving. He had to go out in the street.
Oh, my God.
He had to run down to
Last
the corner.
night?
No. That Friday night when we were there.
He threw up in front of Scores?
No, he went down the block.
Great.
Yuck.
Wow.
The best scene in The Sopranos Sunday night was that scene in the diner the next morning after they were in Bada Bing.
Right.
And Tony Soprano's sitting in the diner. He was there all night in Bada Bing, and he's like, his shirt's all open and his hair is like standing up there. It was great.
Tony had strip club shirt.
Yeah. I had a burner shirt once when I came out of that Scores. Covered in crap. God knows what was on that. The things are crawling on it.
You know, I get like that tanning makeup sometimes.
Yeah, all kinds of different smudges.
Yeah, go explain that to someone. What's up? Baba Booey wants to say something.
I'll tell you, my worst experience with Scores was I was covered in glitter.
Baba Booey.
At 3 in the afternoon, on my way home to pick up the kids from school and everything. And so I just pulled the car over, and I went to the gym, and I took a shower.
Wow.
Funny.
And sometimes that doesn't even work.
I was scrubbing. Like, first of all, I walk in.
But why are the girls now wearing glitter? I mean, what? Guys don't care about that, and it only gets them into trouble. A lot of married dudes go to Scores.
Well, this is what I'm saying. I don't know why the girls are addicted to the glitter. They're told not to use it.
Yeah, I mean, how many times you got to make it clear? No glitter.
They love that stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't enhance their beauty. It's stupid.
And some of that perfume's tough, too, man.
Yeah. Well, listen, you can't tell a broad not to wear perfume.
Well, you know what was funny? The other day when the Scores girls were here, of course, they all got ready in the ladies' restroom, and the whole place was
Smell like a whorehouse.
flashes of different perfumes.
That's how the whole club smelled last night.
Yeah. I'll tell you, that perfuming is good. You know, one thing I'll say about Scores that really why they're the top place to go, for me anyway. I've gone to other strip clubs. And one time I'm getting this lap dance at another strip club. I'm not going to mention the name of it. They're out of business now, though. And this girl does the move where, you know, she puts her ass in your face, you know, she bends over. Well, I caught a whiff of I'm not sure what. I mean, I'm not sure if it was ass or something else.
Oh, that's gross.
It was bad. And I just, you know, she goes, well, you want me to continue? I go, yeah, I'm going to go take a breather. I had to go get fresh air.
Yeah, I'm going to hang my head up.
Scores girl, I never caught a whiff off any Scores girl all the years I go
Only
there.
perfume.
Just nice perfume. I never caught any kind of ass smell.
Well, I know the glitter situation will be taken care of because we do have people that monitor the show.
Right.
And I'm sure they're listening right now.
Well,
and there will not be any more glitter.
Well, how did that happen? We thought we had that covered.
Well, last night, I guess it was because like all the press were there and they wanted to look all, you know, sparkling and everything, you know.
Please. Please.
You still got to remember what your job is.
They want it to look sparkling.
Sparkling. All right, thank you for the call.
Thank you. F. Artie's father and F. Bush.
Oh.
Artie's father.
Artie's father.
And F. Dina.
Oh.
And
what is up with that?
F. Robin's boyfriend.
Okay.
Wow.
And F me.
Okay.
Thanks, buddy.
Thank you.
All right.
But I was...
Thank you.
He expected to get cut off long before that. He ran out of stuff. It's like an F for me.
An F for...
Hey, Howard, I have a request.
Yeah.
At 8 a.m., could we replay Ronnie's story about Big John and the glitter?
Yeah, we'll probably have to replay that.
How dare that guy lump my father with Bush?
Hey, Jerry, you're on the air.
Great. Hey, Howard, I'm calling from South Florida. I missed the show. I just drove down from Long Island on Sunday. I heard O'Reilly say that 70% of the general public don't like you. I was wondering
Well,
what your opinion was.
again, he would have no way of knowing that. And
Yeah, when did he get that poll done?
And now that we're goofing on him because he says one thing to me in private and then gets on the air and bashes me, he doesn't like it one bit. The fact that I've exposed that he's money hungry, he's desperate at 57 trying to cash in. I've exposed the fact that no one's listening to his radio show. He doesn't like it. He doesn't like the truth, that guy. And
in the no-spin zone.
In the no-spin zone. And 70% of the public doesn't like me is irrelevant. The fact is I'm the #1 radio guy. And that's it.
I knew that.
And that doesn't mean I'm #1 in every market, but it means I've got a pretty healthy, business going here. And all these guys can't stand it. And the only thing I resent about Bill, I don't resent his political views or anything else like that. I just don't like the fact that he says to me off the air, man, thank you for my career. Thank you for helping me. Thank you for breaking through. And then gets on the air and basically says, gee, we shouldn't have guys like Howard Stern on the radio. They should be censored.
Yeah, we shouldn't have him on because he gave me the idea to do radio.
Yeah, I mean, my God, how much of a hypocritical liar can you be?
Yeah, he was kissing your ass.
Don't, it's like the Katie Couric story. I'll give you another person. Katie Couric, I'm doing movie promotion, and she says to me, I saw your movie. It was brilliant. I loved it. We get on, the cameras start rolling. I go, hey, Katie, why don't you tell your audience everything you just said about my movie? What did I say? You said you loved it. You thought it was brilliant. I hardly said it was brilliant. And I went like, what?
That hurt.
Who was that woman who
was I just talking to? You clown face hypocrite. I mean, and then like, I run into her at the restaurants every once in a while. Howard, hi, I want to introduce you to my blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, really? Why would I would be so friendly if you were just an honest person.
And then if you said to her, well, you wanted to introduce me to your friend. When? I never did that.
No. And O'Reilly, selling mugs and T-shirts and doormats and paperweights and umbrellas and, no spin zone sweatpants.
Paperweights.
I mean, it's just unbelievably desperate. And same with Rush Limbaugh. Shame on these guys. It's because they just think it's all going to end, and they're gonna rape you any which way they can to get the shekels out of you. And you know what? Yeah, you're 57. Yeah, you have a young family. I know you waited a long time to get paid, but don't milk your audience every freaking 2 seconds. You want to put out a book? Okay, that I understand. But you're going to charge people for license plate holders? All right.
All right, that's
Oh, wait. What did he say? Oh, I lost it. Right. I like that guy's quote.
We got drunk.
We got drunk.
Your kind of guy, Artie.
It's as simple as that.
All right, let me take a break.
We got drunk.
The Ohio sniper was just arrested.
Really?
You're kidding.
That's right. Just coming over.
Because I said that.
Thanks to you, Robin. And thanks to Keith.
You're the best. You're the best, Robin.
All right. We'll be back right after these words.
We're going to do a tribute to my late wife, who really is the great Martha Ray. How do you keep the song from fading too far?
Sorry.
95X.
The outrageous, the one, the only.
Howard Stern's negligee and underpants party.
Howard Stern.
Howard Stern. The Howard Stern Show.
Yeah. Remember the negligee and underpants party?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
A long time ago.
That's when you can really have fun.
Back in the days of freedom.
This is back in the days when we were free.
Yeah.
Before the revolution.
Yeah.
Anyway, sitting here with Sergeant Keith Manning. He's just a fan who called in. I said, why don't you come down here and hang out with us, because he's a military guy. Probably have to go off to Iraq soon.
It could be at any moment. A lot of guys in my unit right now, and they're already over there. So it's rotations.
How's that work? Like, your unit gets, like, only certain guys get called up at a time?
Yeah, it's, well, some of them at the beginning, they volunteered for it.
Right.
It was like a no-brainer. It was like, let's do it. Let's go. And then it was like, you know, a list. Then they have a list of whoever goes next.
Those are some brave guys. So when do you think you'll be going?
Well, I got a mission coming up. It's a Beaumont, Texas thing. My first son, you know, we talked about it and stuff, but I don't know. If they call me tomorrow, I have 48 hours, I'll be gone.
Wow.
48 hours. Done.
Done deal.
Done deal. Pack,
that's it.
Bags, kiss the wife and kids bye. See you later. See you in a year.
How long you got to be? A year?
A year. 365 days.
1 year is your tour.
Mandatory.
No negotiation.
Have a nice day.
Wow.
Yep.
And you're ready.
Oh, send me.
That's why this country is great. Because look at you. You're ready to go.
Yeah. Mentally. Physically.
Ready.
Bam. Let's go.
Well, you're no pussy.
No. No. Absolutely not, Howard.
They just call you. They can call you tomorrow.
They could call my house right now and say, get them down here. We got to get going. And gone. See you later. Adios, amigo.
And you're mentally ready?
Ready.
Let me pretend I'm the president calling you personally.
Okay, go ahead.
Now, he wouldn't call personally because he doesn't have to dial a phone. Let me think of somebody else. Here we go. Here we go. I'm just pissed off.
Okay, no problem.
Give me a break.
Yeah.
I know he's your commander-in-chief. I'm going to be cool.
Okay.
All right. This is your general calling.
Okay.
You have to go now.
Okay.
That's it. Okay.
Where do you want me to meet you?
Meet me in Iraq.
I will be there as soon as I can.
Okay. You're a man's man. And by the way, I'll protect your wife while you're gone.
You're the best, Howard. That's why I have total confidence.
General Stern.
Absolutely, sir.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Taking care of the home front.
If I was a general, I'd take care of all the wives.
That's
while
awesome.
the men were gone.
I would, too.
Yep.
Get right down to it.
Yeah. Ladies, I'm your man.
There you go. Very patriotic. That's awesome.
I'm a man whore.
Awesome.
I got mangina. Robin, go ahead. Let's wrap it up in honor of Sergeant Keith Manning.
All right, we were talking about that sniper suspect. Guess where they found him?
Where?
Where else? Las Vegas.
Oh.
Las Vegas. Las Vegas. Jennifer Holloway.
You must have heard about Jennifer Holloway and tried to get out there to see her.
Who hasn't?
He's being questioned now in Las Vegas this morning, and he may be moved to another undisclosed location later today.
Las Vegas, Las Vegas, Jennifer Holloway.
All right.
Arrested without incident at 3 o'clock this morning. So there you go. He had gotten to Las Vegas. That's where everybody goes.
Damn it.
Everybody loves it. John Caviezel, he is the man who played, or James Caviezel, he's the man who played Christ in The Passions of.
The Pope really thinks he is Christ.
The Pope met him yesterday and blessed him.
He was like, I can't believe I'm meeting Jesus. No, Your Holiness, he's an actor who plays
I see Jesus.
I saw the movie. He was Jesus himself.
Jesus looks good in a suit.
Tell me, you're not into young boys, are you, Jesus? No, Pope. That's your guy.
Yeah, there's a picture of him in the paper kneeling before the Pope. Looks very strange.
Dance for me, Jesus. Give me lap dance.
Just an actor, Mr.
This week, it's great to be Pope. I met Jesus. Next week, I meet Darth Vader. James Earl Jones.
So anyway, he was blessed by the Pope.
Good news. Next week, Jesus will be on Hollywood Square.
And his wife, as well as her parents, got to meet the Pope. This guy's a devout Catholic. As a matter of fact, I had just read a story that when he was doing a movie with J-Lo a couple of years ago, he asked her to put on more clothing during a love scene.
Yeah, the guy's a real religious freak.
Because she was, I guess, a little bare, and he said, look, the only bare breasts I want touching my chest are those of my wife.
I've got Jesus here with me. I knew if I stayed alive long enough, I would have him.
So James Caviezel meeting the Pope. Well, I'm sure that was
James
a
Caviezel.
dream of his. He'll next be seen in some movie with Mira Sorvino.
When is 𝗧𝗵𝗲 𝗪𝗏 coming to the Vatican? I want to meet him. Your Holiness, he's a cartoon. Whatever.
You know who I'd love to meet is that Scrappy Doo. Boy, he's spunky.
Yes.
He's looking forward to Scooby-Doo too.
James Caviezel.
They say that Mel Gibson's movie is on course to make $350 million domestically and could make a lot more worldwide. We were saying yesterday that he could make $100 million himself personally. But they're saying if it does as well in the rest of the world, he could stand to be making $300 million from this one film. And today he announced that he wants to do another religious project. His next movie, he says, as at least he hopes, will be based on the story of Hanukkah. He's getting all the calls about being anti-Semitic. He wants to do the story of Hanukkah. He says it's like a Western, and that's why he wants to do it.
Your Holiness, there's someone here to see you. Who is it? It's the man who plays Jesus. The man who plays Jesus. I want Starsky and Hutch.
Bring me Ben Stiller.
This is the guy who plays Jesus. Let me meet him. What is his name? Jim Caviezel. All right. Hello, Jesus. Hey, you're a good-looking guy. Your ass is perfect. Show me your ass. Your Holiness, please.
I want to see Jesus' ass.
I want to kiss your neck. Take down your skirt.
Did you see this guy in the paper? Some dude...
When is Jimmy Neutron stopping by?
Some dude who was delusional tried to nail himself to a cross. He put two boards together and put a nail in the center of them and then wrote suicide over the nail. Then he took a 3.5-inch nail and pounded it through his palm.
Wow.
And that's when he realized he didn't have a free hand to nail his other hand.
Oh, so much.
What a serious miscalculation.
Yes. Wow. So he dragged himself and the cross over to the phone and dialed 911. They say they're not sure if he was calling for help to nail his other hand or for, help to get off the cross. But he's been...
Oh, my God. His family thinks it was a cry for help.
Sergeant?
What are you thinking?
I don't know.
They say they asked him if he had seen The Passions of the Christ. He said no, but he has been seeing Christ on his or God on his computer.
But he has seen every Sylvester Stallone movie ever made.
Wow.
So they got that guy in custody.
See?
Wow.
That's what we have to defend, me.
That's crazy.
That's what I'm saying.
Wow.
Yeah, you could say that.
Absolutely.
When you're over in Iraq, you remember that's what you're fighting for.
Oh, yeah.
Some guy hammering his hands through.
No, try to forget that guy.
Trust me, he's forgotten.
Good.
Gone.
Gone.
Absolutely ready? Gone.
John Kerry locked up enough delegates last night with his win in the Illinois primary to actually say, I am the Democratic nominee for president. It's not official, of course, until the convention.
Right.
But he has enough delegates at this point. Here he is last night.
John Kerry.
As the Democratic nominee in waiting. B2.
Tonight, Illinois has put us over the top in the delegate count for the nomination for the Democratic Party.
You can have a commander-in-chief that can actually talk. Just wait till November, if you can hang in there.
I will.
All right, soldier. What happened to Jesus? Where did he go?
Jesus! Here, Jesus!
Oh, man.
Martha Stewart's daughter, I guess, will be featured on Larry King tonight, but she already did the interview. She says her mother is devastated and feels as if she's wasted her life as a result of this conviction.
See what's happening out there?
Ready? Done.
Done.
Gone.
Over.
I'm done. Ready? I'm just overwhelmed with this. I'm like, ready? Done.
Done.
That's it.
Alexis Stewart Says her mother has, everybody's painted her as this horrible bitch of a woman who's mean and petty, and money grubbing.
Yeah. Done.
But she says her mother really only has one dad.
Is Alexis Stewart.
𝗵𝗲 shaves his boy.
She's too, ironically, forgiving and kind, and I know people don't know that, but she's incredibly generous, and she forgives too much.
Was someone literally giggling?
Was Larry King snickering at her?
Good one. You're crazy.
Yeah.
Tell us another one.
For me. Done. Over. I'm done with that story. That's all. Done.
A Florida man who believed he was a vampire slayer.
A vampire?
What is going on over there, Artie?
These stories are great.
Oh, they are.
I mean, come on.
I'm like, oh, my God.
You don't expect to say something like that and not going to laugh.
You take these stories seriously, why don't you?
Your Holiness, Jesus is here. Jesus is here.
The Pope.
Quick, bring me my sexiest dress and some mouthwash. I'm about to meet Jesus. No, it's the actor who plays Jesus. Oh, just the actor who plays Jesus? Then bring me Tom Cruise. He's hot.
It's just the actor. Forget the mouthwash.
Anyway, a man who thought he was a vampire slayer in Florida, Howard,
yes,
shot his Domino Pizza delivery guy because he thought he was a vampire.
Who hasn't wanted to do that?
That's awful. I'm done with that. Done.
A guy making $4 an hour.
Get shot.
Wait a minute.
That's crazy.
We've all smoked some bad weed and thought our Domino's guy was a vampire.
Oh, man.
I've come to collect the money for the pizza.
Bang.
Timothy White, 35, who was described by friends as a born-again Christian with an unusual preoccupation with zombies and vampires, was arrested outside of a church on Friday after the shooting.
How come nobody brings up the fact of religion because all these people go berserk?
Yeah. No, it's just TV that you have to fix.
Right.
Yeah. I knifed my electrician when I thought he was the devil. Who are you? The devil?
I cut you.
Done.
Absolutely done.
I thought my plumber was Hitler.
Ben Affleck was on Larry King last night, and he found that people don't expect to see couples from different backgrounds when he was dating J-Lo. Here's Ben, C1.
I think it engenders...
Is he kidding?
He really is stuck on this.
J-Lo looks as white as me.
Yeah, if they were both white, Jiggly would have been way better.
I'm more Puerto Rican than she is.
I don't know if it's prejudice in a negative way. It just engenders an additional interest, additional curiosity. I think it was one of the factors.
I know, I banged a few Ricans. What's that, Larry? Oh, are we on the air?
I know my way around the Rican neighborhoods.
Yeah.
That fueled a certain amount of curiosity about that.
Really? I dated Esther Roll in the 60s.
She was the best piece of ass I ever had.
Here he discusses the reactions he got on this relationship. See, too.
Here I am. I'm this white guy from Boston, and people saw her as this Latin woman from New York. And I think it was the...
What's he doing, man? Is he promoting... Like, how come he's on TV every minute?
Hey, there's no movie.
You know what? In the words of Keith, I think it's done.
Done. You had enough of that.
I'm a white guy from Boston.
Right.
So what's the difference?
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Doesn't make any sense.
He seems to be the only one that cared that she was Puerto Rican.
Oh.
No one cared. I had 8 wives.
All done.
I'd have sex with Rosa Parks.
I don't care if a broad is purple.
In the back and in the front.
Oh, man.
Meanwhile, Lou Limerick of the Post says something I'm sure we've all been thinking. Ben Stiller is working too hard.
I'd bang a Peruvian.
He's dangerously close to becoming Ben Affleck because he keeps putting out such bad movies. We can't laugh at Ben Stiller anymore.
He does too many movies.
Laughing.
He's got 5 movies.
Wow.
7 movies out in the last 15 months.
Crazy.
You know, if Stiller was a little funnier, he'd be like
crazy.
Ben Affleck.
We got soldiers dying out there, and he's concerned about his career.
Right. You
know what I'm saying, Howard?
Thank you for saying it.
You know?
I can't say it. You can.
I can.
You can.
Yep. Done.
Done.
Whitney Houston has announced
Ben Stiller?
Done.
she has gone into rehab.
See, you're out there dying.
Yeah.
You could go to Iraq at any minute. She's in rehab.
She's partying.
Who
She's got to
Who cares?
take a rest from partying.
Done.
It's the first time they say she's ever sought help. When she did that interview with Diane Sawyer a while back, she said that praying had helped her with her drugs. But apparently that broke down.
Your Holiness, Whitney Houston is here. Oh, a girl? Bring me Jesus, 𝗧𝗵𝗲 𝗪𝗂.
Is that the Schwarzer with the nice ass?
Courtney Love is not taking your advice. She was 2 hours late to court yesterday on a drug charge.
She's going to be on Letterman.
She's supposed to appear on Letterman tonight, and they do say she will be there and she will perform, but she was 2 hours late.
When'd she come here?
She was reprimanded by the judge for being late, and then she started talking out of turn, so he had to reprimand her for that, too.
What's wrong with him?
So she's not listening when we say be quiet and contrite when you go to court.
I hope she stops by. I'd love to stay here till 3.
Angelina Jolie is adopting again. She's already submitted to all of the forms.
What kind of baby is this time?
I don't know. She hasn't said what country she's looking in.
I'm from Boston.
But
we got enough babies right here. Why does she have to go over there and get these babies?
Amen.
Right?
Amen.
What?
Come to Boston, you'll get one.
That's
no
right.
Problem.
No problem.
her son, her 3-year-old Cambodian son is ready to start to school, so since Mad doesn't need her anymore.
You could get a Cambodian kid right in Faneuil Hall, right, Keith?
Why can't you help out one of our babies here?
Right.
She's going to introduce a new baby into the family.
Talk about a lucky kid.
I'm done.
Meanwhile, Ethan Hawke says he was never visited by his friends so much as when he was working with her.
What friends does he have?
He said he kept getting calls from guys saying, when can I come to visit? Because they all wanted to meet Angelina Jolie.
Wow.
And he says he can understand why. She never gets boring. Never gets old.
I want to meet her.
She's an incredibly interesting woman. He
This is the Pope I do not want to meet.
No.
But,
You're the only guy.
I want to meet 𝗵𝗲
And if Ethan Hawke's free, what's he doing?
Jesus, I'm 𝗵𝗲. No, Jesus. I'm HIV negative. Let's party.
Speaking of that Ben Stiller movie, Brandy
Now you've gone
Roderick
too far.
is in it.
That's wrong.
That's wrong. I'm done with that.
I'm done.
Brandy's in Starsky and Hutch, and here she talks about her cheerleading role.
Who's this, Brandy Roderick?
Yeah, A2.
Oh, she's hot. Now I'll listen to this.
Okay.
Let's hear what she's got to say.
We had to have a whole week of rehearsals because I'm a cheerleader in the movie. I also play the bad guy's girlfriend. But myself, Carmen Electra, and Amy Smart actually had a whole week of rehearsals to do all these.
You know, she has no lines in the movie, and she's just there with her top off. And she thinks it's a part.
Brandy talks about her new calendar that's available on her website.
Well, there you go. That's what she should be doing.
got a part. Actually, I just did my first calendar this year, so you can only get it on brandyroderick.com.
Oh, wow. I got to get right over there. So you got to have that calendar. I got you naked in a magazine. What do I need your calendar for?
It's been good. I'm having a really nice time, and I chat with my fans. And
oh, yeah? Can I decorate you like a circus clown?
No,
put on
talk
new photos.
to her on the internet.
Oh, wow. You mean I get to pay $5 billion to talk to her on the internet? Please.
Done.
The sergeant here should get to talk to her for free. He's over there fighting in Iraq.
Yeah. How about a little coming across with a little something, honey?
Absolutely.
For the troops.
Right.
Support the troops.
Yeah, stop with your calendar. Support the troops.
Right.
Yeah.
Dr. Seuss's The Cat in the Hat is being released on DVD. You can get it now. Dakota Fanning is in it. And she says some of the houses constructed for the movie proved to be a traffic hazard.
There were actually a couple of accidents
Does she have a calendar?
because they built 24 purple houses in Simi Valley
I wonder if Haley Joel Osment has a calendar.
with blue roofs. And so people are driving and they're like looking at this purple house with like an orange chimney and they're going,
I hate precocious kids.
I know.
I've got 2 words. Frankie Muniz.
Done.
Hey, Malcolm, put me in the middle.
Those of you who love Raymond, he will be around for another year.
Yeah,
Ray
right.
Romano told reporters on
I
Saturday.
got a soldier here who could end up in Iraq within 24 hours, and you're going to talk to me about Raymond? Come on. What are we talking about?
There's good news, Keith. Ray Romano's going to make another $1 billion.
That's right.
Oh, great.
He said
Well, you're over there.
Sure, there'll be another season.
And I'm making peanuts.
Right. Where's the justice?
None.
If I was the commander-in-chief, you'd be making $10 million a year.
You got my vote.
All right.
And Tom Cruise has left his publicist, his longtime publicist. He's been with her for 14 years, and he's given over the handling of his representation to his sister.
Yeah, finally something important.
So there you go. Tom Cruise is
Done.
practicing nepotism. His sister's now handling all of his publicity.
Let's see him handle a mick-lick.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Wouldn't even know where the trigger was.
No, absolutely.
Absolutely not.
When Keith gets
big man, does all his own stunts, doesn't even know how to handle a mick-lick.
Right. Getting paid all that money.
Right. Oh boy.
Can't believe him.
And finally this morning, Howard, all the young girls who read 𝗧𝗵𝗲 magazine, the leading magazine for teenage girls.
Yeah, I know what it is. I read it.
Oh, you do?
I read Teenage Girl
Could
magazine.
you explain that for me and Keith, Robin?
Please. I'd like to hear that.
It is the leading magazine for teenage girls. It announces the result of an exclusive poll on the recent legal struggles of radio shock jock Howard Stern.
Young girls love me. Read the poll.
66%
Go ahead.
think that this is an issue of freedom of speech.
See?
And Howard should be allowed to stay on the air
Those are my
and
girls.
say what he wants.
The future strippers of America have spoken.
If people don't
excellent.
like it, they don't have to listen.
If you don't like it, you can lump it.
34% said Howard has gone too far and shouldn't be on the public airwaves.
Oh, those are little whores. They don't know what they're talking about.
But 66% said
Thank you,
you're
Robin.
fine.
Thank you to the young readers of 𝗧𝗵𝗲 magazine.
And that's what's happening.
Thank you. I want to give a special salute.
There you go, Howard.
Right
Awesome.
there.
Good job.
Sergeant Keith Manning, who said to me, I'm a fan, I want to come down and watch you do the show, and I am glad I had you here. It's an uplifting experience to meet a man who is so brave, so dedicated to his country that it actually brings tears to my eyes. I am actually crying right now.
Wow.
That's
Never
right.
saw that before.
And I pray to God that you are safe over in Iraq if you have to go back over there.
Absolutely.
And you are the man. I wish you luck with you. You're having a new baby.
Yes, I am.
A beautiful wife of yours.
Yep.
And an honor and a privilege to meet you.
You're our guy now. Wherever you go, you let us know.
I will call and I'll say, Howard, here I am.
And if anything happened to you, I would be devastated.
Absolutely, Howard. I'm good. I'm well trained.
Be safe.
Well trained.
Well, those nuts over there, they blow up everything.
Yeah, they don't care.
You got the equipment you need?
Done.
You got the supplies you need?
He's a great guy. I don't want to see anything happen to him.
Keith, this is the first time I've stood up for a guest who wasn't a hot chick.
That's true, Artie.
Wow. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
And
Good
seriously,
luck.
while you're away, if they do call you up, I won't lay a finger on your wife.
Oh, well, I'd appreciate if you just called her and see how she was doing.
I would do it.
That's awesome.
Just let me know.
Yep.
If you do get called.
Yes, I will, sir.
And I will call her personally.
Excellent.
To see how she's doing.
Ah, that would be an honor. I would appreciate that. That would be wicked cool.
All right.
right.
Robin, thank you.
You're quite welcome, and thank you.
Awesome people. Awesome.
You're awesome.
You're awesome, Howard.
Done. You're awesome.
No, done. You're awesome.
All right. Want to thank Michael Carr, publisher of Las Vegas Weekly, who gave me that beautiful award this morning from the readers of Las Vegas Magazine.
Done.
Done. Evan Marriott. Thank you.
Done.
Game Show Network. He's got his own game show, this guy.
Fake a date.
Take a date. Whatever.
Debuts tonight.
Debuts tonight on Game Show Network.
He's also doing some Baldrick thing. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, my balls drick too. Sergeant Manning, you're the man.
Thank you, Howard.
And proud to live in the country with you.
All right. Thank you for having me here. It's awesome. Great experience, and I'm going to live this for all my life.
Good. And live a long life.
I will.
Tomorrow, the great Adam Carolla will be with us.
All right.
Nice.
And if you want to check out how to win John's job, I think we got it all posted up on howardstern.com. All right. Talk to you tomorrow.
Awesome. 95X.
There was a Jewish Bible, all right, that some guy must have made up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, some guy wrote it.
Right.
Sure.
So there were a bunch of Jews running around. Everybody was Jewish up until this point. Now, Jews being the way they are, there's always a couple who want to be different. They don't want to go along with the pack. So there's one guy running around. Well, let's call him Jesus. All right? All right. So Jesus, the Jew, decides he's going to be different. So he hires a PR guy named Saul, but Saul is a Jewish name, and he calls him Paul.
Let's change your name
Let's change
right
from
away.
Saul to Paul.
So this is a tradition.
Exactly. So he hires a PR guy. The PR guy goes around saying, hey, this guy Jesus is walking on water. He's the next big thing. Follow him. In fact, even when he's alive, he's sort of making a scene, but then all of a sudden when Jesus dies,
the stories get better.
Saul says, wait a second, I'm going to say I saw him rise from the dead. Now you say to yourself, Howard, how do you know it's not true? Because if this guy was rising from the dead and he was around, where the hell is he now? So where is this Jesus that he's running around? Jesus was one of the Jews who got carried away and maybe wanted to score with chicks at the temple. I don't know what he wanted to do. I don't know what was going on.
In his day, it was to be a messiah. Today, it's a rock star.
Exactly. Today, he would have been Bob Dylan or Motley Crue or Poison even. Who knows what he would have been. But these are how these things get started. So the guy Saul sits down. Saul, the Jewish guy, who now becomes Paul. It's like Ringo, changed his name.
Yeah.
It's like, Dice Clay, changed his name from Schwartz to Dice Clay. You know what I'm saying? It's a name change thing. It goes from Saul to Paul and decides he's going to...
all of a sudden, he's Catholic.
He's Catholic. So he's going to start a whole new religion. Now, you can't just start a religion on your own. So you say, my friend Jesus who died rose from the dead, and this guy's incredible, and he'll be back someday, too. So where is he? In fact, where's God? What's he busy doing?
Oh, don't you see his handiwork?
Yeah. What's he tied up with? A lot of people say, well, Howard, how do you know there's not a God? I know there's a God. There's probably a God. There's a force up there. I've described the force to you before.
Yes,
there is a force up there that controls all this.
Well, you see, you're starting a new religion.
Yeah. There is a force, Robin, up there that controls it. But I'm telling you exactly what it is. When you drop dead, you're worm food, and that's it. It's black. You don't see anything.
There's nothing else.
There's nothing else.
We're just animals like dogs and cats. We just have a little bit more intelligence.
Robin.
We don't have spirits that go somewhere.
Do you think that there's a God who's personally watching each and every one of us, marking down if you've been good or bad?
Absolutely
and then
not.
Taking that much interest in you?
Absolutely not.
No, he's not. You're here on Earth. You should behave yourself because, after all, on Earth, you should treat people nice.
Here.
Yeah, exactly. Got to live here. Let's make it good. Let's make it okay while we're living here. And then when you drop dead, you will be dead. But no, you know what it is? No one, even the most primitive of man, cannot accept that he's just going to die. In every culture, they make a god. It's Buddha, it's this one. If there was a Jesus, he would appear and say, look, I'm here now. And now all of you, there's no more Buddha, there's no more anybody, and now you're all here.
The one guy would step forward and say, look, it's me, I'm the one.
Robin, what's he doing dead for 2,000 years? Because when you die,
a long sleep.
When you die, you die. That's it.
You
Everybody.
don't ever think, there was none of that. Nobody saw him walking around. That's all myth.
It's Saul, the Jew, who wrote this. Saul, who took creative writing 101 in college.
Well, they tortured him an awful lot to try to get him to change that story.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Well, would you change it when you realized the amount of money you could make off of something like this? It was made into a film, Robin, that whole Bible.
That's right.
Many films.
A TV miniseries.
You know the rights to that? Worth a fortune?
Look, they're still making movies about it. Last Temptation of Christ.
Everybody accepts that there's no Santa Claus. Of course there's no Santa Claus. But who else is there? There's nobody else. Where is everybody?
There's no Tooth Fairy?
There's no Tooth Fairy.
Oh.
You could believe in Fred Norris. At least you could see him. So this is this whole religious thing. Now you've got a religion, the Catholicism, that was based on a whole new story. No one was happy with the old story, with the Jews, so now they made a new story. So the Jews and the Christians hate each other. Because after all, one hates the other. And then you got the Polish Pope coming from Poland. He can't stand the Jews. So that's how this whole Auschwitz thing got started. You dig what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying. That thread has been weaving its way through history.
Exactly.
Howard. It's a long-standing feud, and it's still not over.
Exactly.
So now the Jews are going over there protesting.
Right, so the Pope should say, you know what? I'll move the stupid convent. What is the big deal? You see, this is how you solve problems in the United States. If I was the president, I could solve problems in a similar fashion. I would look over an issue, and I would solve it. I would do the simple thing.
Just take care of it. It wouldn't fester.
Not that every issue has a simple answer, but I've got pretty simple answers for some of the major problems.
Really?
Like you've heard me on the drug issue. I've got the answer to that.
Yes. But that's a simple problem.
That's an easy problem.
Yeah.
Everyone just complicated
We're
it.
making that into something.
Can't educate any. You know, everyone's looking for a president to solve all the problems in the world. Nobody can solve problems in the world. You got to solve them for yourself.
That's right.
But nobody does it.
Self-government.
Right. It's like when the kid commits suicide, they blame Ozzy Osbourne.
Yeah.
But,
well,
I don't
Ozzy
know.
is responsible.
Well, maybe he is. That's maybe a bad example. But you put a convent next to Auschwitz, it's like the Kennedys having a picnic on the grassy knoll in Dallas.
Yeah.
You just don't do it. So you got to think to yourself. That's why they got to get rid of this Pope and put in an Italian.
It's like Ted Kennedy going to Chappaquiddick and launching a boat.
All right, exactly. Does Ted Kennedy do that? Exactly. So now then we get hung up. Then I'll get letters and say, how could you make fun of the Pope? How could you make fun of the Jews? Because it's all a bunch of crap.
Well, these are just people.
Just behave yourself on the planet. But everybody needs a God because, 90% of the people on this planet, unless they're in fear of some imaginary spirit, some kind of monster or something, they won't behave themselves.
They'll be out of control.
So maybe it's better we have all this religious stuff. But it does divide a lot of people.
Yeah, because every time you go to church, you remember, these are my people and the other people are wrong.
Right. And
I have the true God right over here.
Exactly. And then there's some guy in India praying to a whole different guy.
A cow.
Yeah, a cow, thinking that that's God. When God is really just up there laughing. Yeah, there's what God